Burner Express. Yeah, Wheelburner Express, baby.
Not sure what's going on there. Not too sure what's going on there. Here's my boy. What's going on? What's going on, Pat? There's our boy from Germany. Here's our boy from Germany across the ocean. I'm gonna go visit you. We're coming to visit you, Pat. I figure I'll come visit you and hang out with you, and we'll just turn the ladies loose. You and I'll bugger off and turn the ladies loose in Germany and let them run around Europe. And we're gonna go to Sweden, Iceland, and we're gonna go to whatever. We're just gonna go hang out. Dar says to hit the like button. Do me a favor, guys. Hit that like button. I'd appreciate it. Thank you very much. What's going on, Bob? Good to see you. My ass is here. Well, yeah, you were just over in Dawana. So, yeah, your ass ought to be here. Good to see you, Pat. Damn good to see you, boy. Yeah, I'm good. I'm a little, excuse me, just ate dinner. I'm a little pissy. I'll be honest with you guys. I really ain't got nothing to talk about. I ain't got jack to talk about, man. I've been talking for like 2 weeks straight, and I'm just like, I can talk about this charity drive, you know, some more if we absolutely have to. But other than that, man, like, dude, you know, there comes a time where you just sit there and go, I got nothing. I'm gonna go live, but I'm gonna throw it at you guys. You guys got cigars, or if you guys got something to want to talk about or whatever, like, we'll throw an open forum up, because, and that I'm just in a bit of a mood. Now, I had one load today, which is good because I got to leave from the house this morning. But on the other hand, you know, I only got one load today, and I've only got one load for tomorrow. So that kind of sucks. So, you know, I got to sit here all bloody day and all bloody night and all bloody morning tomorrow. So it's a bit of a pain in my butt. It really is. But I can't do anything about it. So there's no sense losing my shit. But doesn't mean I necessarily got to like it. So we're doing all right. Buck is tiptoeing in very carefully. Well, you just keep the light feet going there, Buck. Good to see you. Can Mike Genesis come in? Yeah. I got no choice now, Bob. I let him in yesterday, right? It's one of those. I was just thinking about this for a second, Bob. It's like, I've already let him in, right? So I've already gone that far. So it would be a total dick move, and I'd be a total ass if I said, well, no, you can't, you know, and we can't stop him. Like, he can sit there and watch till he's blue in the face, and then the only thing we can do is stop him with the comments. But, like, what am I going to do? I've already said yeah yesterday. His parents are strict even if you cuss. Well, you know what? You get what you look at it this way. You get what you pay for, right? You get what you pay for. Nobody's paying for this, so you get what you pay for. If your underage kid manages to get in here and I say something you don't like, maybe try parenting a little better. I don't know. I'm reaching for straws. What's going on, Patrick? Patrick Fleming's in. Good to see you. See you everywhere. I was just talking to you over in Dewana. Now I'm talking to you here. Trucking along with Kiersey. How you doing today? I'm having one of those, I'll smoke it because I got it, and I'll drink it because it's here. But other than that, it's like, I don't know. And it's hot. It's hot. It's over 100 degrees here today where I'm at right now. So I'm at 100 even, exactly 100 degrees. And the humidity is just gagging. I had to get out of the truck and go over to the terminal and do some stuff and grab my bills. And it's just insane. It's not worth, it's not worth getting out of the truck. It's that type of humidity that as soon as you crack the door, the moisture comes in. And because the inside of the truck is cool, right, from the AC, as soon as the moisture touches it, you get dampness everywhere. So I'm pissy about that. I'm pissy about, I've only got one load now. I can't do anything about that, but that's the way that is. What else am I pissy about? I'm trying to get it all out. I'm trying to get all my pissiness out. That way I can find something and start naming off the things I'm grateful for. How's that? But Kiersey, thank you for being here. Thanks for coming in and hanging out with us. Kamel saying hi to Kiersey. Dara saying yes, Bob. Pat saying hi to Kiersey. Okay, Dar. How about Dar? You and Bob figure it out if you want to let him in. If he comes in, you guys figure it out. Leave me out of it today. I got mushroom brain. I'm just scattered. Absolutely scattered. Quinn Taylor, what's going on? Quinn, good to see you. What if you had a cheap beater car to park at your yard so you can go home on the slow days? You know what? Yeah, that's a thought. Dar and I have thought of that. But I live 70 miles. Like, it's over 70 miles to go home. So, in order to come back, you're on the days where I would have just one load, because this doesn't happen very often, right? Usually you get two. And so if you get one, you suffer through it. If you get 2 slow days, you suffer through it. Over the long term, Quinn, it's not worth it to have a second car just to park it here. And it's a nice thought. Now, if I lived, say, 30 miles closer and it was only a 40-mile drive home, I'd unpin the trailer and I'd go home. I'd drive the truck home, right? I'd drive the truck home. The problem with being in Canada is we can't use our PC the same way you guys do, right? You guys can PC as long as you're unladen, not under dispatch, and you're not furthering your journey. You guys can PC from New York City to Los Angeles if you want. In Canada, you can only PC 45 miles. So you'd have to be within that 45 miles to PC home, because I'm not going home on duty and then starting my trip there. So you see what I'm saying? So it's a good idea, Quinn. We've thought about it. But it's just, right now, it's just not worth it. I cuss in my streams and ain't nobody told me about it. Well, there you go. Now, everybody knows that, if you're going to come in here, I've over the last year or so, we've cleaned it up quite a bit, but there's still going to be the odd time where you're going to hear the odd word come out of my mouth that probably ain't the greatest, ain't the best, ain't whatever, but last thing I want is somebody's mom emailing me. That's really, I'm not looking for that. Really, I'm not. Flatbed trucker, what's going on? Hello. Hopefully you're doing well. You safe? What time we got here? Anyway, we're at 4:20. Everybody's probably just rolling in to get parked right about now. If we lived even a bit closer, I would go get him, Quinn. We live just over an hour away. Yeah. Exactly. Karen, good to see you. How'd your baked goods turn out? Hey, everything turn out good? Thank you, Kiersey. I just got that. Damn it, I love it when people are generous. I love it when people are generous. So yeah, Karen, how did your baked goods turn out? Everything come out well? Of course they did. If I was doing it, it would have turned out like shit. It was hot in Italy today as well. Yeah, here, Pat, that's for you. Pat's over in Italy right now, and he sends me a picture of him on the beach in Italy. Yeah, you know what you can do with those that sand and the beach. I hope you get Italian sand in your crack, and you can't get it out for 2 weeks, Pat. 2 weeks, Jack. I hope you get sand in your crack. Damn. It was hot today in Italy. Yeah, okay. Thanks, Patrick. Nice pictures, though. Italy looks beautiful. It really does. Pat saying hi to Dar. Dar saying hi to Pat. Monday sucks. Mondays always suck. Yeah, what it is. His moods always suck on Monday. Well, usually on Mondays, my moods because I'm tired. Usually I don't do a live on Monday because I get up to the yard last night and then I only get about 4 hours of sleep and then I do 2 loads and I'm dragging my ass today. But that's not the case, right? I came down this morning, so I'm not dragging my ass today. I'm just, I don't know. I'm just foul. I'm just foul today. How's that? I'm not pissy. I'm just foul. Somebody else out there has to be foul, so I can't be the only one that's foul. Organized chaos. Hey, Brian, you should look up Riding with Dave. He's taking $800 car from Ohio to Alaska. Why on God's green earth would he do that? An $800 car. Are you sure that's going to make it? An $800 car? I wouldn't take an $800 car out of my driveway. Dar, how are you handling the heat? Well, Dar had to be out in it today, so I pity her. She was out walking in it and working, so I feel bad for that. That's enough, right? At least I didn't have to do that. I got loaded with my first load this morning. Excuse me, it was 8 o'clock, so the heat and humidity hadn't quite hit yet. And by the time I got it loaded and I got down there, they took me indoors and offloaded me indoors. So I got to pull out my straps and everything like that indoors. So I didn't have to deal with any heat today. A little bit of humidity, a little bit of chokiness by the time I got the load offloaded because the bay doors were open. So the air was blowing through, but I didn't have the heat or the sun beating down on me. So that wasn't too bad. But right now, at 4 something in the afternoon, like it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Even the dirt doesn't want to get up in the air. It's too damn humid. Semi Ernie, what's going on? My brother from another mother, fellow trucker, fellow biker, fellow lover of life. Good to see you, man. I saw you had a bit of a. I was popping the doot and pop, but I wasn't able to get in today. Again, I've just got too many damn things going on in my head. Sorry, I'll get there. A lot of the times I go into Ernie's and I just blow off steam. His chat is for that. Dar says I'm staying in. I don't have too many visits today. That's good. What's going on there, Mike Genesis? Good to see you, brother. Patrick Lamb, my family, if I listen to cussing. Neither does mine. My mom doesn't mind. She's good with it. He can come in on Dar. He is fine. Yeah, okay. He's all right. Pat's laughing. Brian the Badass looks like a good stogie. Also, happy belated Father's Day, man. Pimp, back at you, brother. Happy Father's Day if you are one. You're looking pretty goddamn good yourself there, son. You're looking pretty good yourself. Not a bad stick. It's an HOH. It's not an expensive one. Little piece of Nicaragua here on this one. I've never had these ones before. This is a new one. I picked this one up today. and I've never had them, and so I'm just kind of smoking. You notice I'm smoking slow today, so I'm just kind of, I'm just kind of feeling it out. And how did all the other badasses? Does Italian sand itch worse than Canadian sand? I don't know. But in Patrick's case, I certainly hope so. Kiersey, I'm driving along and all of a sudden my messenger goes off and there's pictures, right? So I got to wait till, of course, being the good driver that I am, I got to wait till I get stopped. I can't look at anything while I'm driving. So I get stopped at the top of the ramp and there's no one behind me. So I'm about to, pull off the highway. So I'm sitting there looking at, and there's Pat. Beach, Italy, water, beautiful views, scenery, and he's sending me. And at first I wasn't, because Pat's a truck driver, right? So sometimes he sends me pictures or videos while he's driving truck, right, over in Germany. But sometimes he drives all over the place. So it's not uncommon that he sends me pictures. And then I realized, well, wait a minute, he's not sending me these pictures like out the windows of his truck. This little asshole. He's actually over there in Italy on vacation. And sure as hell he was. So then he sends me that typical one. Everybody's seen or had a friend that does this run, right? They're sitting in the lawn chair. They're down by the beach. And you get the shot where they hold the camera up like this, pointing down. So you see down the legs and the feet, and then the beach and then the water. So he sends me that one too. So I'm like, all right, you're dead to me, Pat. You're dead to me. This is how I feel with 100 degrees. Yeah, bro, I hear you. Brian, I'm going to make banana nut muffins next. Oh, I'll take that. Just leave the nuts out of them. Banana bread with chocolate chips. Or banana bread with work a chocolate swirl into it. Oh, baby. I'll be down on one knee with an engagement ring. You make me a loaf of that. Come on. Foul, you say? Oh, dude. I've been pretty much foul all day. And it's a good thing that I haven't had to talk to a lot of people today, because it's just, not that I want to be an asshole. I really don't want to be an asshole. But if you push my asshole button, today's not a good day to do it. Not a good day to do it. So it's probably best that I've been able to hang by myself for the most part. I had to do some business on the phone today, but that's all right. I didn't have to deal with people face to face and deal with stupid. Bastards in the house. What's going on, bastard? Bob, hashtag cook Dar's chickens for Brian. Attaboy. I got high velocity fans going. I've got high velocity AC going. Right now, my EPU couldn't keep up with this right now. So I've got all the curtains drawn all the way around to keep the heat out. I just got the truck idling and I've got the air on low. Probably about an hour, right? Once it's cool in here, about an hour of this, I should be able to kick the EPU on, and if I blast that on high, it should be able to keep keep us all nice and cool. Not that any of you guys are going to be here to stay nice and cool, but at least I will. Hell, I'm pissy when I'm hot in general. Well, you know what, Patrick, I'm a cold weather guy. Okay, I'm a cold weather guy. I don't know what it is. I like cool, or I don't mind working when it's below freezing. I don't mind that. Like when I was up on the ice roads last year, I was in my element. I didn't really mind it. Yes, it's cold, but when you're cold, you can put something on and warm up. But when you're hot, once you've stripped down to naked, you're still hot, right? And then you're miserable. And that's me. When I get hot and cranky, hot and sticky and whatever, I get miserable. I really do. So, yeah. Don't worry, I can send you tomorrow some more. You do that, buddy. You do that, Pat. I'm only busting your ass, brother. I'm only busting your ass. Your pictures were beautiful. Your pictures are beautiful. Now, if you could do me the favor of find a couple of them topless beaches. Just saying, if you happen to be, in the neighborhood, you happen to be, whatever, you happen to have your camera up and it took a couple of pictures by accident, just saying. Carbonet Arrow. Did I say that? Carbonet? 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 No, it's Carbonet. Arrow. No good English, me speaking. Learn here, okay? Hello from Germany. Good teacher. Dude, you are more than welcome to come in here, and you're more than welcome to hang out. And if you think you can get English lessons from me, knock yourself out, man. My English is probably not much better than yours, brother. But thank you for being here from Germany. Looks like we got two of yous in here. Patrick, 283, say hello to Carbonet Arrow right below you there. You guys feel free to chat in German if you want and let me know what you're talking about so I know. Where are you going with the truck? Right now, buddy, I am parked. I'm done for the day. I'm all finished. No more working today. I already worked. I went down to New York. I'm in Canada right now, so I went down to New York, made my delivery, came back up here. So now I'm back up. I'm back up in Canada, and that's where I'm sitting. I don't have to work again until tomorrow. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, if you're in a bad, if you are a mod, don't press Bayern's oh shit button. You'll lose your wrench and get timed out. Oh, dude, I'll send you right. You're gone. Big cigarette. Don't smoke big cigarette. Here, people in Germany, I don't know why. This isn't a cigarette. It's a cigar. Is Pat 283 still in here? If Pat 283 is in here, tell him it's a cigar, Pat. Tell him it's not a cigarette. It's a cigar. Besides Dar, yeah, well, Dar would probably throw me out. You know what I mean? She'd time me out and take my wrench away, for Christ's sake. Thanks, Pat. Appreciate that. Canada is very beautiful. As a country, landscape-wise, yes, Canada is a gorgeous country. And the beautiful thing is there's not very many people here. Right? There's not very many people here at all. There's only 37 million. I think there's more people in Germany than there is in Canada, maybe. But we got a huge country and there's nobody here, which I like. You know, I like. You go to the United States. They have a couple of states down there. Just that state alone, they have more people than we have in our entire country. So I'm actually liking. But Canada has more lakes than anybody. It has the world's largest freshwater beach. We have, like I said, more freshwater lakes than any other country in the world. We have the biggest borders. We have mountains. We have anything that you want to do. Anything that you want to do, you can do here in Canada. It's a great country to be in. Now, our politics suck. We're not going to talk about politics, but it's a great country. It's a great country to look at. Not always the greatest to live in. Oh, Graham, look at you. I follow you from Saudi Arabia. Man, look at this. We've got the out-of-towners in today, boys and girls. Yeah, Shannon Thomas is in the house. Good afternoon, everyone. Doing laundry. All politics suck. I absolutely agree with that. But it's one of those subjects that I'm very passionate about. And I try not to let it overflow onto my YouTube channel. I really do. Sometimes it does. You guys have heard me go off on a pretty good, political tirade now and then. But I do my best. And you know what? Sometimes I don't always do my best when it comes to that. But today is not going to be one of them. Politics do suck, though. They really do. In Germany, live more than 84 million. There you go. So, yeah, we got 34 million. You got way more than we do. Wheelburner, do you have Discord? No. Mike, all I have is this. I don't have Facebook. I don't have Twitter. I don't have any social media, really. My channel has a TikTok, and we don't really pay much attention to that either. Like I said in the live, I think yesterday, I said the social media world, I made it stop and I got off. I got off the world. All I have really is YouTube, and that's enough. I found that social media, being Faceplant and TikTok and Instagram and maybe Discord. I've never had Discord. I don't know, but having all of that was too invasive and intrusive on my life. I was spending more time looking at that and following that and looking at these little likes, smiley faces. Forget it. You know what? I narrowed it all down, and now I focus just on YouTube, and that way I have more time for other things and other people that are more important to me. Buck Brown saying hi to Shannon. It raises my cortisol levels, so I choose not to care about it. Well, I care about it only because I want to know, what I'm going to be faced with. But unfortunately for me, I have a big mouth, and sometimes my mouth goes off before my brain. So it is not going to be tonight though. Pat's talking German. Shannon saying, gentlemen, high five, Buck, Karen. Okay, see there. That's how you do it. Karen knows how to come back in. No, I do not have Discord. And I'm just, you know what? I don't want it. I don't even know what it is really. And maybe I do want it, but I'm telling you right now, I don't want it. I don't need another intrusion in my life. Like, I do the job that I do, and I have enough time when I get home to spend with my wife and do what we do. And when I'm out here on the road, I've got a job to do out here, and I've got a channel to run here. That's enough. How much more do you need, really? And I found that with Facebook, it was one of those things. Facebook is one of those places where people set up their accounts and they get their Facebooks, and it's for people that are looking for attention. Now, don't get me wrong. So is YouTube. Like, I'm not out here doing this just, obviously but what I mean with Facebook is somebody will write something in Facebook and go, oh my God, can it get any worse? And then stop. And then they will leave. And then they'll come back every 7 seconds to see everybody go, oh my God, what's wrong? Oh, are you okay? Oh, is Joey and the baby okay? And that's what they're going, right? They're fishing they want attention. They want, oh my God, this, oh my God, that. And then you can go, oh, well, yeah, I got my nails done and one of them fell off. It's like, oh my God, you're going to get cracked right in the mouth, So I found that a lot of Facebook was like that. People were just putting up needless, senseless, stupid shit, and the world would jump on it, and that was what was coming through. And I'm like, no, I don't need that. And I fell into that as well. I'll be honest with you guys, I did. I fell into it as well. So I don't bother. Dar saying hit the like button. I'd listen to her if I was you. Dar, can't. You just hit the like button after the stream. I can't hit it right now though. All right, make sure you do. I kept getting errors every time I sent messages. I don't know what's going on. Something was going on with YouTube. It wouldn't let me in. Believe it or not, it would not let me in. I got it all set up, got to do it, and went boink. And it kept sending me back the same message that there's an error with YouTube. Please wait and try again later. So I would have been live probably about 10 minutes earlier, but I just couldn't get this thing. It was YouTube, right? What time is it at my place? Right now it is 16:37. So 4:37 p.m. 4:37 p.m. Tap the 3 dots. There you go. That's how you hit the like button. People used to call and visit each other for the updates. Go figure. Well, and Shannon's absolutely right. We used, and I still do it. We still do it. Like, we like to go and visit friends. Or in our case, we like to have company. Like, we like to host. And that's how we used to do it. And that's how I like to do it, right? Nowadays, you don't need to do that. You don't need to do that. Between having a device and everybody's like this, and talking and texting and Facebooking and face whatever, it's gone by the wayside. You know, whatever happened to just sitting around, you know, with a couple of friends and so, how's it been going lately? How are you? You know, you didn't have to guess. There was no guessing of what people. And the other thing about like social media and a lot of platforms is you can't tell the tone, right? You can't base the tone on what you're reading on a headline or something like that, right? People get butt hurt, people get feelings hurt, people get, you know, you can't tell what this person's actually trying to say. Are they going, oh God, this is great, or oh fuck God, this is great? How do you know? By a sentence, you can't. So, Shannon, we used to do that a lot more. Dara and I still do that. We have friends and we invite them over, or we go to their place, and I still enjoy that. I still enjoy that. Discord is, well, I'll take your word for it, brother. I don't have it, so I don't know. Do I speak French? No. Unfortunately, I don't. I wish I did. Being growing up in Canada and being a bilingual country, we were taught French from a very young age. But then when you get to a certain grade in school, you can stop. You don't have to learn it anymore. And as soon as I was able to stop, I stopped. And I wish that I didn't. I wish that I'd have carried it through and I'd have been more bilingual. I can't speak French very well. I can ask for things. Where's this? How, you know, whatever. I can count and dollars and all that kind of shit. But can I sit down and carry a conversation in French? No, I can't. Now, if two French people are sitting there talking, I can get the gist of what they're talking about. Like I have an idea of, you know, okay, they're talking about this, or maybe they're talking about last night's hockey game or something like that. I can get the gist of it, but I couldn't pipe into the conversation or add anything to the conversation. I've been getting errors today. I don't know. I think I was about to say Facebook, but no. I think just YouTube's slow today. Something's going on. Don't know. Quasar! Good to see you, brother. Good to see you, my man. My running test on the 21 date for police. What should I do? What? My running test on the 21st date for police. What should I do? Run! I don't know what the hell you're talking about. What are you talking about? Your running test. Well, your physical for the police? Are you becoming a cop? If you're becoming a cop, woo, I don't know about you anymore. No, I'm just kidding. If you're a cop, come on in. Tell us, did you catch any bad guys? Yeah? Tell us how you did it. That's how my brother and I used to do. Right? We had an alcoholic father that was a cop. My dad was a cop all his life. He'd come in after work. He'd be gone for fucking 2 weeks. He'd come in. Glenn and I would be sitting downstairs while he was getting loaded at the bar. And he'd go, hey, Dad, you catch any bad guys? Oh, hell yeah. How'd you do it? He'd tell us all these stories. My brother and I grew up to be fantastic thieves. Just basically learn what not to do, eh? I use Facebook to keep mine and Alan's families up to date. Well, that's good if you guys are spread all over the place. Karen, you know, I agree with that. But even though my family is spread and my kids are all over the bloody world and everything like that, I just don't. You know what? I have a phone, and if they want to talk to me, they can call me. I don't need to see their lives plastered all over Facebook. Something good happens, call Dad, let me know. If you're excited about something, call Dad, let me know. You know, I was finding out, when it came to friends, close friends, I was getting information off of Facebook, like information that you would usually phone somebody and tell them, right? You would, that's some information. But I would find it's like, well, wait a minute. Why you were supposed to call me? Why didn't you tell me? I don't like that. Yeah. You can put Pat, but many forget. What did I miss? Sorry. Did Pat say something? Dar, can't you just hit the like button after the stream? I can't hit it. Okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I just don't want you to forget, Pat. Don't worry, I'll be texting you as soon as the stream's over. Hit that fucking like button. Mike, I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing all right. Now we got this burning, and it's a nice little stick, and I'm getting some nice flavor out of it. See? Wow. Good to see you, mate. Yeah, Camille saying I had a Quasar. Okay, I keep saying your fucking name wrong. I know it's K-Zar. K-Zar. Sorry. K-Zar, I will get that right. My apologies. I know we went through this last week, and I was screwing it up last week, and I know how to say it. It's just, now it's in my head as Quasar, but it's not. It's K-Zar. Sorry, man. I will try to correct that to the best of my ability. Well, if you found it, Pat, make sure you hit it, but only hit it once. That's how I found out each time I was going to be a grandmother. You see, well, that's not how you want to find out, right? That's not how you want to find out. I don't want to find out, I'm going to be a grandfather on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or any shit like that. Call me and say, hey, guess what? You're going to be a grandfather. And then I'm going to ask her, well, do you know who the father is? I got all girls, right? I got 6 daughters. So how I have 6 daughters and only 1 grandchild and a granddaughter at that is beyond me. Like we are like 30, the oldest is 32, the youngest is 22, and 1 grandchild. And let me tell you this, it's from the 3rd oldest. She's the only one that's produced. And let me tell you this, there's been no forgot my pill, no broken condom. Like, give me something here. You guys are horrible. Back in our day, holy Christ, our girlfriends were running for the day after pill every second Friday, for crying out loud. If you believe that, actually, that's probably closer to the truth than you realize. Let's turn that off. I don't need that. Yeah, my second wife is Bismillah. What? Bismillah? My second wife, Bismillah. Is that your wife's name, Bismillah? That's a beautiful name. Mona Bomb, good to see you, brother. Good to see you. There's another one, along with Zeus, and I love your setup when you're doing your lives, Mona Bomb. I love the way you're set up with your mic and the way you got a really cool setup. I'm taking lessons from like guys like you and a couple other people that kind of have like the studio type setup at home. I have a little bit of that at my house, but it's out in my garage. And if it wasn't for the fact that we sold our house, my next house will have a full-on studio built into it, right? But I'm taking direction or getting little bits and pieces. I look at yours, I look at James, I look at other guys like that, and I take, okay, that looks good. I could probably do that. That looks good. I could probably do that. So that's how I'm doing it. And I like the way yours is. Buck is sick. Oh, howdy. There you go. 90% of the time, my kids don't even call me. Well, that's what I'm saying. Well, you know what? Get yourself off Facebook and give them a reason to. I probably explained the bees and the flowers too good. That wasn't me, Pat. Let me tell you something right now. That wasn't me. That would have been Mom, right? Dad didn't give any of the birds and the bees talks to any of the kids. I was the guy standing at the end of the driveway when they started bringing the boyfriends home, right? I was giving the boyfriends the squirrels and the nuts talk, the squirrels and the nuts. Dar gives the birds and the bees. I give the squirrels and the nuts. My son, 2 years old, sleeps late night, not sleeping early. That sucks. We were fairly blessed. All of the kids were good sleepers, right from day one. Amanda was the baby, like she was a little cranky now and then, but for the most part, when the kids went to bed, they were down for the night. We were lucky. Wheelburner, learning as I go. Thanks to easy to use StreamYard. Any help I can give, don't hesitate. I appreciate that, Motorbomb. Thank you very much. I'm learning as I go too, because most of the streams that I do have been out here in the truck, or they've been at home, but I was using Dar's office, or sitting at the table or something like that. I'm gonna get it set up at the new house, like the full studio, the full jam, everything like that. We've got a couple other things with our channel that we may be changing and doing some directional shifts. We're still going to do this, don't get me wrong, but we're going to be branching off into podcasts, starting a podcast as well. And you need a studio to do that. You can't just do that like sitting out. You can, I guess you could do it sitting out here, but I'd like to do it from a proper studio. So I'm just trying to pick up or learn as much as I can from guys like you and other guys, just so I can get it done, right? I don't use it much anymore, only on for craft ideas and recipes. There you go. Mr. Bees from North Carolina. What's going on? From North Frackalacka, boy. Good to see you. I was so, like, we didn't get to see Granny. My God, 81st birthday and we couldn't get her on. Damn it, man. That sucks. But hey, maybe we'll get her on for 82. What's up? Just loaded in NOLA. Woo! NOLA. Man, you are trucking. Girl, you are moving. Well, no, if you're down there, you're still hot. We are at an even, actually, no, we're at 101 here today. So it is, it's toasty. I've had to draw all the curtains. I've got the truck running. Usually I don't do this. It's a big no-no for me. But my EPU can't keep up at 101. So I'm just running this for about another hour, probably about another 45 minutes, and I can shut it down and turn the EPU on. Birth control can cause depression. Probably why so many teens are depressed. Yeah, or why they think they're depressed, or looking for a reason to be depressed, or looking for a reason to think they're depressed and get attention and be called depressed, or whatever. She had a great day. Well, you know what, Mr. Bees? That is the most important thing. Whether it was with us or with you, doesn't make any difference. You know what? If the old bird had a great day, and you know what? It was her birthday, and that's what counts, brother. I'm so glad she had a good day. Send her our love, though. Hopefully you sent her our love. Mr. Bees has said, thank you for all the birthday wishes. Oh, there you go. That's not a problem. Birth control never worked for me. I had 4 pill babies. Oh, you were fertile. Woo! Well, I was the male version of you. I didn't even have to have sex with her. I just had to run it by her, right? Wave it over her, and she'd get pregnant. Like, you were fertile, and I am like potent. So I did not have, that was something that, that was a problem for me. Sounds like you had the same problem. I didn't have pills to take, though. How practice good habits? Need that app. Kazar, I'm kind of losing you here. How do you practice good habits? Depends on what you're doing and what your habits are. But just generally, how to practice good habits? Discipline, man. Discipline. Discipline yourself. Find the habits that are good for you, that are good habits. Please, thank you. Be polite. Be polite to your fellow men. Have good character. That kind of thing. And practice. Be disciplined. Yeah, no shit, Adar. Oh my God, Karen. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Holy crap. I was on Depot and went off it and immediately got pregnant with my first. Yeah. 113.6 Fahrenheit here. Holy shit. You can keep that, dude. You can keep that. You win. You win. I don't think anybody's chimed in at over 113. I'm at 101. I think Dar's at about 100. I've seen a couple other 95s, 100s. That's insane. 113? I'd be in the basement in my underwear. Are you crazy? I got my tubes tied when I was 24, so no more birth control. Well, that's, and I got fixed when I was 35, so it's fire at will, Commander. Here we go. Well, I was up till 5 a.m. working on the boards. I am fixing to cut all the letters out and start painting them. If you want to take a look, put the link up. I don't know if it'll work, Mr. B's and T's, but let's see what happens here. We'll take a quick look at the boards, see what you got. My oldest daughter was a twin and youngest was a triplet, but only had one each of those two pregnancies. Wow. Holy crap. We are at 85. You're only at 85. Oh, cry me a river, Mr. B's.
How is everybody today?
What's going on there, big boy? You looking good.
Brother, we live in some crazy times, man. Shit's fixing to hit the fan like a big bitch, man. I'm telling you. They got goddamn DC surrounded, man. Shit, they fucking put up fences all over the goddamn place, man. They're waiting for something to happen.
Are you? I don't know what's going on.
I found out just a little while ago. I had a 3-hour conversation with the nice people and stuff, man. They got fences going up. They're locking down fucking DC. People are goddamn crazy, man. They're waiting for something to happen. So, I don't know.
Hey, I'm right here, so I got an airtight alibi. It had nothing to do with me.
I know that's right, man. I ain't got no cell phone. Fuck all that shit.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Let's see here. I was up. I finally got. It was my fault, of course. Okay. I got the. I don't know what the hell, man. The stupid little button thing, whatever it says it's on, it wasn't on, and the cutter wouldn't work. The little plastic thing in the cutter was stuck because it's been so long since I've used the machine that the little plastic thing got stuck. So I took it out and I popped it with my finger, and I was like, okay, put it back in there, cut like a goddamn charm. So after 3 hours of freaking trying to fuck with it, I was pissed. Man.
Yeah.
I was mad. But I got all the stencils cut out.
Oh, damn.
Okay. You can see, well, sort of, you can see it. Okay.
No, we can see it. Leave it just like that. Leave it just like that. Hold on. I'm going to put you on solo here. There you go.
Okay. I'm getting well, here. Okay. And then I got the bottom thing down over there. Oh,
I like that. I like that. There, go show me the bottom again. Let me see that again. Sorry, I know it weighs a ton. Yeah, no. I'm liking that. Good job, man. Good fucking job.
So far, so good. Hold on. I got some weather coming in here today, man. My back is feeling it. I got to go shut a couple things down here in a little bit. But, yeah, so far, so good. I got to go and cut everything out with the razor blade, and then I could just paint it. And we are just about there, my man. And,
awesome.
No, I'm going to build frames tonight. I got about a half a dozen of frames I got to put together sometime tonight. But
right.
Mrs. B is in Virginia Beach. She is. Yeah, she went with Mom last night. She's going to be there until next week sometime. So I'm doing the bachelor thing.
It's like me. You're unsupervised.
Hey, anybody know any mission hookers?
Yeah. Well, if you find out, let me know. I'll come down and visit you.
I'm trying to get some for half price.
That's awesome.
I did catch Sterling's little live last night. I thought that was pretty good. And a couple of things that he was doing and stuff. But I think that we're at 2450, I believe.
Hold on here. Hold on. I can tell you exactly what we are at because Sterling was very gracious and sent it over to me about an hour or so ago. Hold on. Yeah, 2450.
That's awesome, man. That is
Isn't that
absolutely
fantastic, man?
I'm still sitting here in awe about the whole thing, man. I mean, you know, I'm so happy. I really am. I'm so honored
Yeah.
with everything. You know, I mean, they're going to be able to get a lot more than what I was able to give. I don't care how you look at it, man. You
Yeah.
know, uh, I'm just grateful for everybody.
You owe Darlene a big old fat kiss when you see her for this one, eh?
Yeah, man. You know it, man. That's for sure. So I
Just
was
a
coming
kiss,
up
though. That's all you're getting, buddy. Let's not get carried away. You're just getting a kiss.
with, all right.
I like you and all, but you're just getting a kiss.
I don't know. Hey, Dar, I got some beads here. And you don't want to know how I got them, okay?
Yeah, 2450 is way beyond anything I dreamed about these. So even the fact that it's slowed down, I'm not concerned about it. Right? We're beyond anything we could have thought anyway. So even if it only draws another couple of $100 between now and Saturday, I'm over the moon with it. I'm pretty sure you're over the moon with it. And you're good with it. So, bro.
After talking with Buck, okay, Buck thinks, and I sort of agree with him a little bit on this one. He thinks that maybe you should continue it. I know you want to stop at 24 hours, I think it is, before the actual event. And he said maybe it would be better to have it still going during the event. I don't know how that kind of crunch puts it on the wife, on Dar.
I'll tell you. We talked about it. We're taking it up until 8:00 Friday night.
Right.
Okay. Now that will give, because Dar and I are going to be busy as hell Friday.
Yeah.
Right. And all day Saturday. Now, in order for her to do the wheel and enter all of the names and make sure that everybody is right. So make sure that if you've got 5 spots, you got your name on 5 spots, you know.
Right.
So Dar and I came to the conclusion that it would be best for her with the workload that she's already got. Let's knock it off at 8:00 at night. That'll give her more than enough time to make sure that everything gets on the board correctly. And that way Saturday, we're kind of smooth. We don't want to be scrambling Saturday morning for anything. We know there's going to be some shit we missed. Obviously, I don't know how, whether it be with, it won't be with the boards, but whether it be with one thing or another. So I want to try to keep Saturday as smooth as possible, so that if anything pops up and there's some bumps in the road, we can deal with it. I don't want Dar to have to be doing any of this, like putting boards together or putting names together and all that. So that's why we decided to do it Friday night. It was for no other reason. It's not because we just, we didn't want to raise any more money. I'd love to do it until say 9:00 Saturday morning, but that doesn't leave enough time. And I need Dar for other things on Saturday.
Right. I know you're putting a lot on Dar. I do have a question about name placement on the wheel. Okay. How in the hell you do like blocks of people, or are you just gonna like every click is gonna be a different name?
Now I've never done it before, but Dar has. Okay, we've used this wheel before with our other draws and everything. So
okay,
I think there's a way to do it so that the computer randomly puts them in different spots. We have up to 1,000 spots.
Right.
So what we'll do is Dar will let the computer know that let's just say for all intents there's 200 names, right? So the wheel will compress itself down to 200 spots and then randomly put the 200 names in. And so like you won't have Mr. B's, Mr. B's, Mr. B's, Mr. B's all side by side. You'll have them spread out across the wheel.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
I would like to purchase a ticket. Okay. I will get you the funds. I don't want my name on it. I want Forgotten Angels on the wheel. So that way they have a chance of winning the boards directly. If that makes sense. If that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Mr. B's, you can put fucking Bugs Bunny on it. I don't care.
Well, absolutely. I know that a lot of people said that they were going to donate the boards, okay,
Yeah.
To them and stuff like that. But I would like them to have the opportunity of actually just winning the boards, okay. So that's why I'm doing that. So I will send you through the link as soon as she gets back here, whatever by Saturday or whatever the fuck it is. I will send you the $20 and we'll get their name up there. Okay.
Okay. So when I get your payment, or when Sterling gets your payment, you
Right.
want Forgotten Angels put on the board.
Yeah, just on that wheel,
Not
so
a problem.
if
Not
that,
a problem. We'll definitely
if
take care of
anybody
that.
else wants to buy a ticket for them, then we can do that also. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I just thought that they should at least have a chance of winning the thing outright, in their name. So that's where I'm going with it. That's the only, I think that would be fair. And that puts us at 2475, I think it is, or 2470. So
Yeah.
so I'm trying to get us at the $2,500 mark. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm gonna be honest with you. Okay? So I don't know how many tickets you bought so far. Did you buy any tickets?
I'm waiting because, well, I'm not gonna say anything. Dar
Uh-huh.
has already bought. Dar has bought tickets. Her name's already in there.
I seen that on the list.
Yeah,
I seen
Dar
that on the
has.
list.
I have not yet, but
Okay.
I will be, because I've got it in as well that if I win it, they're going to the Forgotten Angels. Same with Dar. If Dar wins it, it's going down to Forgotten Angels. So
That's just where I was going with. I just think that their name should be somewhere on that wheel. If that's that's where I was going with it.
that's very generous of you. Yeah, Dar will absolutely make sure that happens.
I mean, I don't need a set of cornhole boards, bro. I already have.
I was going to ask you, what are you going to do with them if you win?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But that's where we are with that. There was something else that I wanted to. I forgot what it was.
Hold on, Sterling has an announcement. It was way up there. I'm sorry if I missed it. What is it?
Let me jump over there. What you got? Oh, I'm against Forgotten Angels having their name on the board. It robs.
It robs somebody from winning, but no, it's only taking the place of Mr. B's. Mr. B's doesn't need the boards. So in sense, it's just increasing the chance that Forgotten Angels gets the boards.
Right.
It's not taking away from anybody else. It might be decreasing the odds because one more name on the board, on the wheel, takes away the odds of somebody else winning it. But you know what? The $20 donation is going to the same spot. So
Dar makes sense on that one, true, but maybe just put your name on it. I don't see the difference in the name. I mean, so but yeah, sponsor someone not well, that's a good idea, Sterling. I like that idea very much.
I like that. I do agree with Sterling on that 100%. I do. That's a good idea. So find somebody that or find somebody around that or find somebody in the chat that doesn't have the money, and
right.
Maybe throw their name.
Okay.
Or sponsor Mrs. B's, Granny B, anybody, just make sure that you want make it known to them that you want those boards if they win to go down to the Forgotten Angels.
I didn't visit anyone because I have plates on my leg. Okay. Oh wow, Buck Brown's in for another 50.
Jesus, age Christ. So that puts us at $2,500, boys.
There it is, guys. There it is.
That gets us 25% of the way to 10,000. We are 1/4 of the way to 10 grand. And we haven't even come to Saturday yet. So,
wow, that's wow. I don't even know what to say, man. I really don't. I'm just amazed. Hey, can we do this? Can we do this once a month? I mean,
hey, man, if I thought I could do it, if I had the energy to do it, I would.
Right.
All I can tell you is on Sunday morning, I'm sleeping in.
Yeah.
Once it's done, I'm sleeping the fuck in. I don't want nobody to bug me for at least 3 days.
I know that's right, bro. I know that's right. So, I mean, I know that I got this trailer I got to go unload. Everybody dipped out on me yesterday, the boys. They found something else to do when they were here with Grandma. But I was going to have them unload that trailer. So Uncle Tom is going to go out there and do it himself again.
Yeah. hold on a second. I got to address something here.
Good.
Pat, Pat's over in Germany, so he doesn't have Cash App. He doesn't. Pat, do you have PayPal? Pat, if you've got PayPal, I'm not sure. I think PayPal will work from Germany if Pat has PayPal. I think they've got it over there. Now, Pat, if you've got PayPal, you can buy a ticket. You can send it to my PayPal, and my PayPal is at Wheelburner Express, and you can send $20 Canadian or US, okay, to that PayPal, and that'll get your name on the board once. Now, Pat, if you don't have PayPal, we did make an exception for Robert from England because he doesn't have PayPal. He doesn't have anything. And Robert threw in, I think, a $35 or a $40 super chat, right? Because he paid in pounds. So his $40 super chat after the conversion and after that YouTube takes its 30% still came out to like $20. So Patrick, if you want to do PayPal, send me a PayPal. If not, we'll consider doing yours. Okay, Pat does have PayPal.
I have a question for Pat. Okay.
Yeah.
Pat, where's Pat located, please?
He's over in Germany.
Pat, I don't know how much the shipping would be. I know that in the United States it's like $250, anywhere between 150 to $250 to ship it anywhere in the United States. I know that if a Canadian person was to win it, then I'm going to send the boards up to where he goes to get his ingots at in New York, and he could transfer the boards across the line if he wanted to do it that way.
No, wait, hold on, Mr. Bees. We're not. If Pat wins it, unfortunately, we're not shipping it overseas. It's not going to go. If Pat wins it, he's going to be. Sorry, Pat, but if you win it, I appreciate the fact that you want to do this. And if you want to throw your $20 at this charity, because it's a very well worth charity, but dude, it would cost us more than the boards are worth to ship them over to you in Germany.
Yeah, it'd probably be about $700-800.
Yeah,
maybe
we're looking at. I know what it costs me to ship a package. Like when we sent that over to Pakistan, over to Kamel, we know what that cost. So I could only fathom what these boards would cost us. So
yeah. Where I'm going with that conversation is if the nice person is deciding that he wants to donate, and thank you so much for even considering it, then maybe he would like to just donate the money directly to them Saturday, and he can just donate it directly to them through their website and stuff like that when we put that link
well,
up.
you know what? Buck Brown just suggested that as well. If you,
I seen it. I was on board with him.
If you want to wait, Pat, until Saturday, right? If you want to wait till Saturday and come in on the Saturday drive, you can donate because we're going to have the link right to the charity, and you can donate and make sure your money goes right to the charity.
I don't know if in Germany it's actually a tax write-off for donating to a nonprofit or not in Germany. I don't know how they work it over there, but it is a tax deductible donation to them directly.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And I don't know. I know that some of this stuff, guys, it has to do with income and federal, money coming in and stuff like that. I don't know how Sterling is working on the tax or that you're working on a tax. I know that's going to be an issue somewhere in there. I don't think it's going to be much. I don't know what the tax is going to be, $2,500.
No, just don't worry about that. I'll take up. Yeah. We've got that already worked.
Guys, there's just so many things to think about and so many things that you have to consider when we are doing something like this, that you really got to cover all the bases to make sure that everything's going to go, that they're going to get all the money instead of having to pay this tax, instead of having to pay the percentage to the screw two people, because that was ridiculous. That was just fucking ridiculous. A third of the money.
Dude, we lost almost $800 last year just to YouTube.
Yeah, I thought it was there, and then you had the taxing. I think you said it was like close to $1,100 that you lost altogether.
Between the Canadian U.S. conversion,
right,
and YouTube taking their portion and all the other shit, it was about $1,150 something last year.
Let's not complicate anything further at this point. Yes, sir, Mr. Sterling, you're correct. So,
Ladies and gentlemen, sorry, Mr. Beast, just so everybody knows, Houdini's here, and today is his wedding anniversary between him and Mrs. Houdini. So everybody wish Houdini a happy anniversary today, please. Today is his actual anniversary day. So why he's on YouTube right now is beyond me.
well, you can only stay busy for just a little while, bro.
Yeah, that's true, eh?
You got to rest up a little bit. But
Once you've taken care of dinner, and taken care of Mrs. Houdini, well, dinner takes 20 minutes and the other part only takes 8. So that leaves the rest of the day free, right?
So how many years you got there, Mr. Houdini?
Houdini, how many years is it, buddy? It'll take him a second.
Yeah.
Probably bombed. Happy damn anniversary. 8 years. 8 years. Happy
Wow.
8th year anniversary, buddy. Stogie, cheers to you, buddy. Cheers to you, Houdini.
Here's to
and your lovely missus.
I got 14. I know all about it.
Dar and I are just over 20.
Yeah, it's amazing. And I got to admit, man, my first wife, it felt like time was dragging on, like I had a fucking ship tied to my ass. And this one with Tina, it's amazing. I feel like it's only been a couple days. Yeah. I can't believe 14 years has gone by, man. It depends on if you have the right person, it flies by. The wrong person, it drags by. So I'm glad to hear that he's doing very well. Good for you, man.
Yeah. My first wife was the same way. She was like one of those Russian cars. She was a lot of good for nothing but a boat anchor. You know?
Yeah. We've all managed to pick our winners and our losers, I suppose. You know.
Oh, did I ever? I married way out of my class, buddy. I married way out of my class with Dar. I still wake up sometimes and go, "What the fuck?"
I'm kind of trying to figure that one out. I mean, you know,
you and me both, Jack. If you ever figure it out, keep your fucking mouth shut for me, would you please?
No, I'll try to give you the heads up.
Thanks.
And tell you what the hell happened because obviously you don't know. You know, so.
Yeah.
But she's doing something right because you just bought her this big, massive house, and you got the little pup tent out in the back. So, which is a nice pup tent, by the way.
You saw that little shack out back, eh? That's mine. That's what I get.
I seen that and I said, "That's him. All that's him. You know, he's done." You were talking about your studio, so that's going to work out real nice. You know,
that's where the studio's going, Mr. Beast. It's fully insulated and it's fully ready for. It's got power and everything. All I got to do is I got to put a floor into it. That's all I got to do.
That's nothing, man. That's nothing. Shit, you know.
Not bad.
And it was brick. And that.
Yeah. Well.
I was like, whoa. Okay. Usually you see them. They're not. You know. That was brick all around. God damn, man. That's style, boy.
Hey, I didn't pick the house. I just paid for it.
Yeah, I got you there, man. I mean, that's a nice house, though. I like where the ping pong table is. You gonna keep that?
No, we tried. We tried to get the ping pong table and we tried to get the 2 couches upstairs and they wouldn't budge.
Well, with as much money as you're paying for the house, I'm sure you can afford a ping pong table. You know?
Well,
I think a pool table would go in better, but you know.
Well, we used to have a pool table, and a pool table is like a swimming pool. It's nice in the beginning, and then eventually next thing you know, I'd come home from work and there'd be shit piled up on it. Nobody's using it anymore, right? So, but Dar and the kids were looking at like air hockey, and like there's certain you can buy them. So it's an air hockey combination, air hockey, ping pong, da-da-da-da-da. So they were already looking at things like that. So I think we're probably going to do something along those lines like that.
I seen that, man. That's like a little game room. That was pretty cool.
Yeah,
the little colored padding and everything like that. That was pretty neat, man. But that's a nice.
If I pay for the airfare, would you come up and visit?
Probably so. I mean, I got no problem crossing the line. I'll probably just drive up there. I know you're more out towards the West Coast. I know that.
We're one province away from them. Our southern border in Alberta, it borders with Montana.
Right, yeah. That's beautiful country right there.
Isn't it though?
I'd have to come in the summertime because the winter's just too fucking cold for me.
No, you definitely come in the summer, late spring, early summer, absolutely, and you're gonna love it because there's no humidity.
Right. Yeah, yeah. That's the other thing. Yeah. So
It's a
yeah,
nice dry heat.
I don't know, man. You know, it's kind of hard sometimes for me to get away, but I can manage that. You know,
You can spare a week. Take a
I'm
week.
sure, I'm sure I can. You know, um, I know.
You make sure you bring Mrs. B's with you too.
Oh well, I don't go anywhere without her. She, you know,
No, there
she
you
right
go.
now she's away right now and stuff like that. She's with mom, so they're kind of like trying to do things together and stuff. You know, with mom with the hip and everything. So
Right.
you all know that Mrs. B is a nurse. She's you know that's what she did for years. So inpatient care, you know, home care.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
she did it for years. So she's really able to help mom and stuff like that, and get her out and do her exercises and stuff. So that's real good. My sister really can't do any of that. She doesn't really know what's going on with that stuff. But she's
Right on.
helping a great deal. And I'm in the middle of building a kitchen. I got all the plywood outside. I got the oak outside. I brought the air compressor in here. I got my small table saw up and going. So I'm fixing after me and you talk and stuff like that. I'm gonna cut out some letters tonight, but mostly I'm cutting up plywood. I got to get it all in the house tonight.
Yeah. Well, don't hurt yourself, eh? Don't overdo it.
I try not to and stuff, but you know, it is what it is. Come here and
Yeah.
so
Right
Kamal,
on.
you're in India. Is it Kamala in India?
Yeah. No, he's over in Pakistan.
Yeah.
113.6 degrees over there.
I've been to Beirut, buddy, and I'll tell you what, I'm not a fan of the sand. My God, man. I don't even like going to the beach after being over there. No, that shit just gets in everything, man. I'll tell you
Oh, I'm
what.
telling you. No kidding.
When I was
No
doing
kidding.
the tanks, I was repairing tanks over there and operating equipment. I couldn't keep wheel sills and the wheel cylinders and stuff like that. Nothing, man. It just the fucking sand just eats them up, man. It tears them up, man. Oh,
Yeah.
he's no sand there. So, okay. I have some people around the corner. Abdul, he's a good guy. They came from Pakistan. Their daughter is like 6 now, I think it is, or 7. She's 7 now. Cute as a button. But they're from Pakistan, and he came over here, and him and his brother was doing construction for the government over in Pakistan, and
Yeah.
they ended up getting some kind of contract here in the United States, and he took all that money and they bought the little gas station that they have. They're good people, you know. They just kind of hang out and don't bother anybody. He does a lot of good stuff for the community. Um,
Yeah.
so, we're a melting pot. You know, the whole country is. We have people from all over the world, but
Well,
um,
my whole channel, this whole channel I've got here is a melting pot. If you look
yeah,
around right now, right, we've got representation from the U.S., Canada, Germany, England, India, Pakistan, like it's everywhere. And we've got probably this channel probably has one of the most multicultural chats that you've ever seen.
I
Right?
really, yeah, I hear you. We
And I'm
definitely.
good with it. I'm absolutely good with it. I don't care where you're from, what color you are, what language you speak. I don't give a shit. Get your ass in here, sit down, and relax.
That's right. It's a fantastic group, and I really got to stop and say that coming from the background that I come from, back in the day of truckers, okay,
Yeah,
we
I know
lost.
where you're going.
We actually lost that, and this group is the only group, or some of the people in it, the only people that I have found that have actually kept that brotherhood, and
Yeah,
that's what it's striving for is the brotherhood. And I think it's a wonderful thing. I really do. You're doing a great job, man.
I
Pulling.
appreciate that, my friend. I really do. Thank you. We work very hard at that. We do. And we
Every
want it. We want it. I ask for it, so I welcome it.
Yeah, it's that old school. I never had a worry when I was out on the road. Okay,
Yeah,
for the simple fact that if I was to break down, I can get, and I've done broke down. Okay, I've gotten into accidents and shit has happened, and I was able to get on that CB and stuff like that and say, hey, anybody here? I really need some help. Blah blah blah.
yeah.
I'm down, and next thing you know, you got 10 tractor trailers back to back trying to help you out and stuff like that, getting out of a situation.
You don't see that nowadays. You see a truck on the side of the road with the triangles out and the four ways on. You don't even hear a chirp out on the radio anymore, eh?
No,
At least
no.
back in the day, somebody on the radio, they'd be yelling at you going, hey, man, everything all right? You need anything? Okay, you're good? Okay, no problem, and keep going. But you don't even hear that. You don't even hear that anymore, man.
Nah, matter of fact, you basically hear people laughing. Ha ha! You know, it's like,
yeah, well, you know what you get? The last time I was on the side of the road, you know what I got? That's what you get for driving a Freightliner. The truck didn't even break down. It was the trailer, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
You know? That's what you get for driving a Freightliner.
Some of this shit, man, I'll tell you what, some of the shit that's going on right now, it's absolutely stupid. And,
It is. And that's why we're happy to have the way we have it set up, and we're happy that we've got the crowd that we've got. I don't have the biggest channel and I don't have the biggest lives in the world, but you know what, man? The group and the people that I've got in here, dude, if I had to spend money and pay for it, I couldn't get the group if I was buying these people, right? I
gotta disagree with you on one point, man. 11,000 people, brother, is no fucking joke, dude.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's not like you got 100 people in your group going, you know, whatever, playing around. You got 11,000 people, man. You know, from all over the world. So
we're still growing. We're still growing. Like, my channel is growing. Like, I can't believe it sometimes. Like, you do a live and, you know, you might have 1,120 people, and then you do another live and you've got 1,175. Well, you mean I just got 55 subs in one live? And it's like, and it's all new people coming through, eh? And next thing you know, they're in the chat. Then you hook up with other channels. Like, I hooked up with Ernie's channel, Ernie, fantastic fucking channel over there. And next thing you know, I've got Ernie, the firefighter. Next thing you know, firefighter Bob's here. Then I've got Dewan is in here. Then, you know, and my people are going over there. And it's really, we're intermingling between channels now. And it's great. It's great for the YouTube community. It's great for our community.
Right. One of the things that I got to apologize to some people and stuff like that, I'm not a subscriber on your, some of them I'm a subscriber, but I don't go on your lives and stuff like that. Guys, I got to kind of keep it limited because other than this group, I talk to other groups. I would never get off of YouTube. Okay. Because,
I hear you.
You know, so I got to kind of like limit it, but I do enjoy talking to everybody when we are in the groups and stuff like that. But I see Toga in certain groups, a couple of 3 or 4 of them. So, but if I was to go down that, even Tina says the same thing. This B, she's like, no, you can't do that because you're just never going to get off of YouTube. And she's kind of getting a little fussy about things. She says that, well, I think we need to limit your time to like X amount of hours and stuff. And I'm like,
Mr. B's is it. Hey, listen, it's no different for me, right? When I'm out on the road here, I can look at all I want in YouTube and this and that and this chat and that chat, whatever. But when I get home, and Dara's done it a few times, she's had to come out. I've been sitting on the front porch having coffee in the morning or whatever, and I'm looking, and she's like, okay, you're home now. Like, you belong to us. Your family is here. Like, get the fuck off that.
Right.
You know, because I fall down that rabbit hole just like everybody else, right? With the YouTube rabbit hole. And and she's got a very good point. She's absolutely right.
Well, she knows how to get you offline. All she has to do is say, I'm upstairs naked. Guys, I gotta go.
Yeah. If she did it right now, I'd end the stream and drive 70 miles home.
Rob, what's up?
Bye. I can talk to you fuckers anytime, you know. Hey.
That's right. So I think that's kind of funny. I got a question. I know you're moving more further out west. How's that going to affect your ingot gig, man?
Nothing. I'm going to stay here.
I'm
going to stay here.
Okay.
Dar and the kids are going out there. I'm going to stay here, run the contract. When the contract's done, then I'll weigh my options.
Okay. So you're still going to be able to go home though at times, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, believe it or not, airfare in Canada right now, like, dude, I can fly from my place down into Calgary or into Edmonton for $200, from Ottawa to Calgary for $265 return.
Really?
So,
wow.
Yeah, so it's cheap. And it's actually easier if every 2 weeks Dar flies here and then we go to my cousin's place or we got friends here and they've all said, yeah, like, just come to our place on the weekend. So Dar will fly out like on a Thursday, fly into Ottawa, say on Thursday, pick her up, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then maybe she'll go up to her mom and dad's for a couple of days and then get on a plane in Toronto and go home. For $265, you can do that like a couple times a month.
Yeah, basically. I mean, because I know the thing is a good gig. I know that if you was not every 2 weeks, maybe every 3 or 4.
Yeah, she doesn't love me that much.
Well, she's busy with that big house, and that's a lot to clean. I got to give her that one. Oh,
yeah.
So, dude, I didn't see if the place had a basement or not, but that's a big place, man. That really is. That, like, damn, it just kept going. The pictures just kept going. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Yeah, like 29 pictures, man. I'm like, holy shit.
It's a comfortable little shack.
Yeah, it definitely looks like a comfortable shack. Yeah. I like all the brick and everything like that. That was pretty cool.
Well, I like that it's a solid house.
Yeah.
It's not. I don't like vinyl siding. I don't like any of that on my house. Like the house we own now is brick. Every house we've ever owned, Dar has always wanted a brick house.
It'll stop a 38, baby.
And I agree with it, right?
Yeah. It actually insulates itself better. That way.
It does.
People don't understand. The thermal heating and thermal air and stuff, but it actually works out better. The vinyl, I can walk up to some of the houses, like in Virginia Beach. $400,000 for a house. I can walk up to there with a razor knife and just cut my way into the fucking place, man.
Yeah. Oh, you can put your fist through it.
Vinyl siding on top of like a styrofoam board siding, or board, and then you got the insulation, and then you got sheetrock. We're not talking about a whole lot to stop you from getting in, man. I mean, that's just So yeah, Buck's over here. She's in a brick house.
Yeah, well, I like brick because it's not going to blow down. It's not going to blow away. It holds the heat. It also cools easier. It cools better.
Yeah, definitely. You definitely save on your AC on that and stuff like that.
There's no AC in that house.
Oh wow.
They don't have it. Believe it or not, when they build houses in Alberta, they don't put AC in them. If you want AC, like I want AC, so I'm going to be on the hook to have the AC put into it.
Wow.
But none of the houses out there come with it.
Wow.
Yeah, that's weird.
Didn't see that coming. That's weird.
No, me neither. But you know what? For the price of it, like you can have the full central air put in now, and you're looking at like $5,500.
I got you.
So it's not like it's a deal breaker when you're buying the house. It's not enough to break a deal on something like that.
Right. They put up this particle board. I got it's like an asbestos siding type deal. It's old siding, and I've been removing it little by little, and changing the plywood from flake plywood to regular plywood, and then we're going to go over it with a hardy backer siding, which is a concrete board. So it's a textured 411. It looks like a sheet of plywood. That's what we're putting up on this one, and then I'm going to go over it with the stones down at the bottom, like a river rock, all around it. So it's been a process. I ordered the stuff. It used to be $54 a sheet. Now it's like $98 a sheet. Go fucking figure that one. But that's supposed to be here in a couple of weeks. I just got done doing the windows, and now I'm doing all this concrete board and stuff like that. So I did do a test, and I put the 1/2-inch plywood, the concrete board, and a 2x4 and a sheetrock. And I was able to go up to it with a 44 Automag, man. I'll tell you what, it didn't go through.
Nice.
Yeah,
so, that's what you want. That's going to work.
Yeah. So other than that, though, man, I'm going to try to go outside and move some of this lumber, and you guys carry on. If you want, I could leave the video on there so you can show off the boards if you want to do that.
Yeah, I'll leave it up. Leave it up. Go do what you got to do.
I'm going to put you on the mute, and I'm going to disappear and go to try to get rid of this. I got to get this plywood in here tonight because I think it's going to rain.
Well, make sure you leave that up. That way, if something happens, one of us can call 911.
Yeah, well, you won't know it because I'll be in the kitchen dead. If you don't see me here in a half hour or so, just hey, Dave, all right, Dave, you're here.
Well, I've got your landline. If I don't see you in half an hour, I'll call you.
Yeah, she's got the cell phone, guys. So if you got to call me and stuff, Buck, or anybody, just call me on the regular line. So on the landline I have here. So,
all right, brother.
All right, man. I'll talk to you later, guys. All right, bye.
All right, man. what I'm gonna do is I just got him backstage, so we'll just put him backstage. So there's a lot. You guys have been chatting your asses off, man. Sorry. You know what? That's one guy I just love talking to. So you guys are looking all right. But Nerd in Motion is in here and he's having technical difficulties. Looks like it's trying to throw you in your own stream. By the way, Nerd in Motion is one of our beard shavers, eh? Just so in case he forgot, Nerd in Motion is getting shaved on Saturday. So just remember, Nerd, 1 o'clock my time is what, 6 o'clock? You're 5 hours ahead of us, so that's 6 o'clock your time. So have your clippers ready, or have Mrs. Nerd have her clippers ready, or however you plan to do it, brother, because I've seen what you look like in your videos, and you've got a nice little piece of scruff on your face, so it's coming off. There's no backing out now, buddy. Yeah, Pat had to go, so we'll see him. We'll see him on Saturday as well. He'll throw his donation on Saturday. Look at this. I already got trucker arm going on, eh? Can you see that? Look at that. Tan. Oh, I hate that. I hate that. Damn it. Walking around. As soon as you take your shirt off, eh? This one's not bad because it's obviously on the inside of the truck. But this one I hang out. Damn, I hate that. You have not forgotten. All right, Nerd. Just making sure, right? Just making sure. I'm setting up for a Taekwondo championship, but I'm happy to do it, man. You know what? We appreciate it, my man. We appreciate it. We've got 8. Hold on. Here are our 8. We've got 8. Brian Sterling, Buck, David Edwards, plays on the freeway. Mr. B's. Now, Mr. B's is only if we hit 10 grand, but we're going to hit the 10 grand. So Mr. B's, Chris A., and Nerd in Motion. There are 8 of us. Anybody else that wants to get skinned, you just say the word and we will get you skinned. We would be happy to have you skinned for charity. The sun is way more powerful now. Yeah, no kidding. Dude, I'm sitting, like if you could see me right now, I'm sitting here with all the curtains all drawn around my windows. I've got a little spot like right here that I can see out the front of the truck. But other than that, man, I'm absolutely, I can't. And if you touch the curtains, like they're hot. Like the inside of the curtain is actually really hot. So yeah, man, I'm not messing around with heat today. What time is it? 5:30. I could probably shut this off and let's, I hate idling my truck. These trucks do not like to idle, and it's something that is a big no-no in my book. I hate doing it, but in this case, I did. I'm just gonna turn the EPU on here. The one thing I really do like about these Cascadias is they have a floor vent as well. They got the 2 vents in the back, but they right here behind my seat, there's a floor vent that blows as well. I really, 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 really like that. It used to look yellow, now it looks white. Yeah, you know what, Andrew, you're right. You're right. So you guys don't mind if I eat a banana, do you? I'm starving. Do I drive a Freightliner? Yep. I do. I drive it's a 2020 Cascadia. Idling is the worst thing, Nerd. You're absolutely right. Idling is the worst thing for these trucks. I don't know what they were thinking when they set the system up with the DPF and the EGR and all that shit. It's just a dumb system, and we can thank all of our freaks in California for that. Buck Brown, yeah, and Buck Brown's getting a mohawk. That is beautiful. He's getting the Tierra mohawk, so it's going side to side. Not even forward to back. He's going side to side. So not a bad deal if I say so myself. Buck doesn't have a beard. That is why we're making the exception for Buck. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a beard. The company that he's leased on with, he's an owner-operator, but the company he's leased on with does not allow. They have a dress code and whatnot, so he's not allowed to have a beard. But he's willing to scalp his head. Now, at first, we were just going to shave his head, but he's ex-army. Or sorry, ex-military. So he's accustomed to being scalped and having getting his head shaved. But I guarantee you, he's not accustomed to having a tiara shaved into his head. I can tell you that. We're getting our marriage licenses right now. You're busy. Well, go get it. Go get at it there, boy. Go get your marriage license. What a cash grab, eh? You have to have a license to get married. Good Lord. Fate Trucking just walked in. Good to see you, Fate. Hopefully actually you did. You survived the south side last night. All worked out for you. Obviously, you're sitting here. Obviously. Yeah, exactly, Mr. B's, eh? Sterling and Red Lady are getting their marriage licenses. Congratulations. Their wedding is what? July 1st. July 1st. So what? 2 weeks away? Something like that? 2 weeks away. Good God, you'll be Mr. and Mrs. Sterling Wheel. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I don't know. Is she going to take your name? Red Lady, are you going to take the Sterling Wheel's name, or are you going to keep the Red Lady? I'm just curious. You know, some people do and some people don't. It's really not that big. At first, I thought it was a big deal, but as the years go by, it's like, whatever. Right? I'm hoping to be on site at the Forgotten Angels next Saturday and have a very good special guest cut my hair. Atta boy. Do you have all the fancy screens in your truck, Wheelburner Express? No. You mean like all the digital and all that? Absolutely not. I will not have a digital dashboard, and I will not have any digital anything else. I prefer not to. It's just one more thing to go wrong. Right? It's just one more thing to go wrong. All of our new Peterbilts and our new Freightliners, like the company trucks, they are all digital. And they've had, on all the Peterbilts, I think there was 7 Peterbilts, 7 or 8 Peterbilts, and they've had to put 3 new screens, 3 new complete dash consoles into it because they crapped the bed. And one of the Freightliners has had an issue as well. I don't like, you know what? I've got the old school or the older dash with the instrument cluster, and I've got all the gauges. So I've got gauges on my truck, and that's just the way I want it. I don't want anything. Anything that requires another sensor, right? You think about it. When I had that 97 W9, okay, from the front of that truck to the back of the truck, it probably had about 12 sensors on it. Then I put it beside this truck here, and I opened the hood on both, and there had to be 25 sensors just from the front of the block to the firewall here. Never mind the rest of the truck. So if you're going to have a digital screen and all the digital crap, it's just one more thing to go wrong. Is the way I look at it, right? Just one more thing to go wrong. So I don't want it. I don't need it. Is it going to make my life any easier or make me a better driver? No, not really. I can do everything with this truck that you can do with all the digital. Everything. Anything that you can do with all the digital crap and all the shit and all the toys and bells and whistles. It doesn't make me go any faster. It doesn't make me any more money, so I don't need it. Period. The less there is to go wrong. Exactly. When it comes to vehicles. Exactly. You know, why do you think everybody's clamoring right now for like mid to late 80s and you know, bringing back 70s. And, you know, back in those days, man, like we could take our bikes and our cars apart in our garage and put them back together over a weekend and they'd work fine. You try that now, good luck with that. You know, you don't have a chance at it unless you're trained by NASA. Not a chance in hell. So when I get older, I want to be a truck driver. Also do my two favorite brands, Peterbilt and Freightliner. Peterbilts are beautiful trucks. They're nice trucks to look at. Like that, I'm looking out the window and there's one right over there. And they're great looking trucks. They look fantastic. They ride. I've driven them. They ride nice. They're comfortable. The insides are fancy and they got all the shit in them. No, thank you. I'm quite good with what I've got. And if I was to buy a new Freightliner, like to buy a new one like this, I would just go back to, I would order it the way I've got this one set up. I'm not doing that. I thought I recognized the switch gear. It's a Mercedes product. Yeah, believe it or not, nerd, when I bought this truck, I bought this off the previous company that I used to work for. It was only 8 months old when I got it. And they had ordered, they ordered these things like 20 at a time, 20, 25 at a time. And they placed their order and Freightliner North America was unable to deliver. And believe it or not, they had 5 shipped over from Europe, right? And this was one of the 5 that came over from Europe. So everything on this truck, right? Yes, I've got, it says on the thing here, it says Detroit, DD15, but it's stamped Mercedes. Same with my transmission and my differentials. Everything is stamped Mercedes. Whereas the other 20 that came out of the US, or sorry, out of Mexico, those were all Freightliners. Like everything's stamped Freightliner. Everything on my truck is stamped Mercedes because it actually came over from Europe. And funny enough, I gotta find, knock on wood. Well, here, let's use the artificial grain, right? I truly believe that because I've got one of the European-made built trucks, I've not had an issue with this truck. You know, I've had it for 3.5 years. I've had to replace a DEF pump, a couple of knock sensors, you know, just Mickey Mouse shit, right? Mickey Mouse shit. Meanwhile, everything else, you know, they've had issues with. So I've been very, very fortunate. Very fortunate. Yes, 2 weeks away. I bet you are excited. Finally going to be a married woman. He's going to make an honest woman out of you. Yes. Yes, you're taking his last name. Very nice. Very nice. Sterling Wheel member for 8 months has $2,500 has been donated so far. Some of you kids are amazing. All of you kids are amazing, man. $2,500 for a set of cornhole boards. Jesus, that's incredible. You can buy 5 sets for that. 5 sets of those cornhole boards have been paid for with $2,500. Pamanik is in the house, soon to be an American legend. You are soon to be an American legend, are you? Well, you come on over here and make a legend of yourself. And yeah, exactly, nerd. That's epic. Isn't that incredible? Tolga's doing well, just chilling, mate. There you go. You know Joey Whispers. He has a cool truck. I like both your trucks, though. I don't know who Joey Whispers is. I've seen him, on Zeus's live, but I've not seen his truck, so I don't know. What in the Fortnite? What in the Fortnite? Well, if you're talking about the game, I don't play it. I'm not a video game player. But if you are, have at it. Yeah, I'm looking at a 2018 Freightliner, and some of the switches are the same as my E-Class. Unusual because most of the stuff in Europe is built like crap. Well, I don't know what to tell you. The engines that are built over there are definitely better built than they are here, or at least the quality and workmanship is a little better. Same with, like I said, my engine, my drive line, and my differentials, my transmission and my differentials are all Mercedes. So I'm not, who am I to knock it, right? So far, so good, right? How many miles or kilometers are on the truck? There's 565,000. Hold on. I'll tell you how many miles are on it. Gotta let the screen do its little song and dance. 570,391 miles are on this truck. And all I've done is oil changes, you know, transmission fluid changes. I've done all of the stuff that I'm supposed to have done to it. At the top, the top set done to it, like the valve adjustment done. The only thing I haven't done to this is that I haven't had them do a bearing roll on the bottom end of it, and I'm not going to. But other than that, I've just done the stuck to the plan of the taking care of it, the maintenance. This thing's great, absolutely great. Freightliner is Daimler trucks, absolutely. Well, so is Mercedes, right? I am thinking of moving to the States within a year. Well, you just tell us where you are, and I'll make sure I start driving on the sidewalk. Yeah, it's just broke in. Well, you know what? I think that's close to 570. I think that's close to like 850,000 kilometers, and not a hiccup. This is really. Actually, this is the best truck I've owned. 3 Kenworths, a Peterbilt, a Volvo, and these are all trucks that I've owned and driven. And even though we were at one point we were a multi-truck operation, so I've also had Max that I've had drivers in. I've had another Freightliner Cascadia that I've had drivers in. This is hands down the best truck I've ever owned that I've driven. Best truck anyway, driven or owned. This is the best truck. This thing for me has been nothing but a 100% pure moneymaker. It really has. Its maintenance costs are low. Parts are cheap. When we were going through COVID and parts and all that shit, and you couldn't get a part for a Peterbilt or a Packard or a Cummins, you could still get parts for these. You can stand on the roof and throw a rock in any direction and find a Freightliner dealership. Because it's got the Detroit, I can take it anywhere, right? Volvo will work on this engine. As long as it's an engine issue, I can take this truck to any dealership and they can work on the engine. So I'm thrilled with it. My Volvo, when I sold the Volvo, I had 1.1 million miles on the Volvo when I sold that. The Peterbilt was just around 1 million, just under 1,900,000 and something. Yeah, I got a friend of mine. He's got a 2015 Volvo VNL 730 with the D13, and he's at 1.4 something million on that. You know, if you take care of them and maintain them, you will get longevity out of them. If you got any of those trucks that were like from 2012 up to 2017 into 2018, then you're going to have all the typical emissions bullshit problems with them. I had it in my 14. Jair's got it and had it in his 15. After 18, and when you get into 2018, 19, and 20, most of the bugs got worked out, and then it seems that like in 23 and 24, now they got a whole new set of bugs going on. So I don't know. What's a Freightliner conventional? What's a Freightliner conventional? If I had to think what a Freightliner conventional would be, I don't know. You being from England and whatnot, I don't know what you guys would call a conventional. A conventional for me would be like a Freightliner Classic or a Classic XL or something like that. Something with all mechanical, right? No emissions, no anything like that. Well, you pick up one of those Freightliner Classics or a Freightliner XL or anything like that. Most of them came with the 3406 in them, the 3406 Bs and Es, the Cats. You could get the odd one that might have the N14 Cummins in it. I'm looking on American truck dealerships that are selling. Well, you know what? That's a good question there, nerd. A conventional. Buck says, "Is any hood truck?" You know what? This could just be a term or a slang or something that I don't know. I don't know. If Buck says it could be any hood truck. Who knows? Who knows? When I think of conventional, I start thinking pre-emission. Anything pre, basically pre-2000, right? 99 and older. Those would be all conventional trucks, in my opinion. That's just what I would think, right? No EGR, no DPF, none of that shit. They're E-log exempt, right? Because you can't run you don't have to run the E-logs on them. You can run paper with them. They've got in those days, I think the generation before these were the better motors, like our better engines. You know, the N14 Cummins, that thing was bulletproof. The only thing you had to worry about with that was the injectors. But you could you could pull into a truck stop with an N14 Cummins and change the injectors out right there at the truck stop. Same with the 60 series Detroits, the 12.7 and the 14 liter. Great engine. 3406 or anything along those lines of the Cat series. Great engines. You could work on them. You could fix them yourself. They were all mechanical, right? All mechanical. This is before the days of, the only sensors that you'd have on them might be for your coolant reservoir. There's a sensor on the bottom of that. There might be a couple other sensors here and there for that, but not like what we have today. That's what I'm guessing. Nerd, don't take my word for it. I'm just thinking. If I was thinking conventional trucks, that's what I'm thinking. Buck Brown could be well right and say any hood truck. Who freaking knows? Dewana, I'm in Canada. Dewana, what? I'm in Canada. Oh, somebody asked where I'm from. I'm Canadian. I'm in southeastern Ontario. So look up the province of Ontario and go to the southeastern end of it, down by Ottawa, like where I am right now. I'm down by Ottawa, and that's where I'm at right now. Those Coronados are damn sexy. They are awesome. Believe it or not, though, aside from the outside aesthetics, like the look of them that are completely different than, say, the Cascadias, the insides are identical. Absolutely identical, right down to like the dashboard. Everything inside those things is identical to what I've got right now to the Cascadia. But they look great, and they were the main truck, especially in the U.S. that when they started making gliders, that's the style of truck they went with, because they weren't quite the hood truck like, say, the Pete 389 or 379 or like the W900. They weren't quite the hood truck, but they weren't quite the aero truck like, say, the Cascadias or the new Volvos or anything like that. They were kind of in the middle. So you could put a 60 series Detroit into it and still turn 7.5 miles per gallon out of it. You know, they had a little more aerodynamics to them, and they were just, especially if you got the ones with the full fairings on them and the running boards down the sides. Nerd, those things were gorgeous. Absolutely phenomenally gorgeous. I would drive one tomorrow. No questions asked. The Detroits are good. The 12.7, the 60 series engines, again, it boils down to you can fix them, right? You can fix them. They're easy to fix. There's not a lot to them, right? You're not like, if you ripped apart an X15, the new X15 Cummins, or the new DD15, or God forbid you take apart one of the new D13 Volvo engines. Holy crap, man. No, forget it, right? But you can take apart an N14 Cummins, or you can take apart a 60 series Detroit, and you can pretty much put it back together in your own garage if you have to, if you've got the ability to do it. It's the general term here. Buck's got it figured out, I guess, eh? It's a general term for a hood truck. Back when cab overs existed in the States is when we used to differentiate between the two. There you go, man. There you go. I like the Coronados. Coronados are gorgeous. Mike Genesis, I am from Jersey. We won't hold that against you, man. Love the headlight. Oh, I love the headlight configuration on the Coronados as well. The side by side round headlights. Yeah, man, those things are awesome. I'm back. I'm not putting exclamation point on you. The 22 Peterbilt are here, 329,000. Wow, they're expensive. Yeah. For me to buy like the 389 Pete, or even with the aerodynamic, let's just say, okay, let's go with the 389 Peterbilt, and then the Kenworth has the W990, right? For me in Canada, I'm in excess of about 350 grand. Like taxes in, freight, delivery, this service charge, that service charge, you know what I mean? $350,000 for a truck. I don't think so. I'm not doing that. Even for the new, like say the T680, right? The new T680 Kenworth, those ones there, you're still in excess of 290 to $300,000. I just can't do it. I can't do it. I was making a decision. I had to make a decision a while back on whether to pull a plug on this and get the new truck or keep this one. And we opted to keep this one. I just can't come together with my brain cells and go, let's spend $300,000 on a truck. I can't do it. Even if I sell this, and at the time when I was selling this, the value on it was much higher. Even if you're buying a $300,000 truck and say you're putting $120,000 down, you're still financing 180 grand. Can't do it, man. I just can't do it. I know that for the 24 Peterbilts, the 2024 Peterbilt 579s, is it 579s? 579s. Hold on, there's one right beside me. I think it's 579. Yeah, these guys, we got the 579 Epics, so the big 80-inch bunks on them. And those ones there rounded in out the door. And this is at their cost, because they buy trucks. Like I said, they buy 5-10 trucks at a time. So they get a better price than say you or me walking into the dealership. But these things here were going for $270,000. And I know that because I was looking at buying, and I approached the owner and said, would you buy another one? And I'll just buy it off of you. I don't need you to finance it. Just buy it in order. I want your purchasing power to buy it. And he said, yeah, he'd do it for me if I wanted. I just couldn't come up with the idea in my head of 270 grand. That's a lot of change, man. That's a lot of money. 3.5 years ago, this truck was 8 months old, and I paid 140 grand for it. Out the door, taxes in $140,000 for an 8-month-old truck, Cascadia. Now the new Cascadias right now are $255,000. $255,000. That's still better than 270, 280, 300, but still $255,000. That's no. And the trucks that they ordered, the 2024 Freightliners, are identical to this. Identical to this. Same inside, same gear ratio, same engines, same everything. They were ordered the same as this. I'm tired of the fucking heat. That is why. Oh, you're tired of heat already? Go get ready, buddy. You haven't seen nothing yet. Cheers at Buck Brown. There you go. I'm tired. Yeah, tired of the heat. This is SL Trucking Group website. Check out the Canadian dealerships. Check out what's the big one? There's the big one up here that has truck dealerships everywhere. It'll come to me in a second. Check that out and see what a price out a truck in Canada. See what that's worth. Where is your Dirty Curdy? I've not seen Dirty Curdy today. He is, I don't know where he is. I like the older Western Stars, the 4964s. Love them. Love them. I like the late 80s, early 90s Western Stars, even the late 90s Western Stars. When we had the option for the Stratosphere bunk, I don't even know how big that bunk was. I know that Kenworth has the 86, right, which is the studio, and I know the Stratosphere was actually a little bigger than that, I think. They were massive and they were heavy because everything inside was solid cherry rosewood, like actual wood. Like all the drawers were wood. Cabinetry was all wood. Everything weighed out. Oh my God, it was crazy. That was fun halfway there. Well, keep it going, boy. Keep it going. I only discovered Western Star when I watched a recovery program in Alberta, Canada. Well, funny enough, nerd, Western Star used to be made in Canada, right? They used to be Canadian. They were out of BC, British Columbia. And then they got bought by Freightliner or Dahmer or whatever you want to call it. Mercedes, Dahmer, Freightliner, it makes no goddamn difference. But then they got built by that. And now, if you look at a Western Star now, they're identical to the Cascadias. There's no difference to the Cascadia. The nose is a little different. There's a few small different differential things on the nose and the hood and everything. But basically, from the doors back, now they're Cascadias. I did a video a while back and I called it a Western Cascadia and I pissed off a bunch of people. But, you know, and I went through the truck. The fairings are identical as my fairings. The tanks, identical. Doors, identical. Even the top, like the cowling up top and all of that, identical. It's all Cascadia now. All they've done is change the nose. Now, the insides of those Western Stars are a little nicer. They're still jazzed up because they're Western Stars. So instead of like where I've got the fake wood grain over here, they got real wood grain and shit like that. But I'd still take a Cascadia. I'd still take a Cascadia. I paid 35 grand for my Mac in 87. Nice. Freeway's back. Good. Freeway was just off letting his beard grow a little more. We have Cummins Turbo in our town, big employer. Yeah, I bet you, eh? Cummins, there's a lot of Cummins shops around here. I don't think there's Cummins in Canada, like a builder, like a manufacturer, but there's lots of dealerships. I think there's a big Cummins plant in Pennsylvania somewhere in the U.S. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, if I say something makes sense, write it down. What do I think about Macs? Well, the old Macs were bulletproof, and then Volvo bought them, and now, short of a few things, basically everything on a Mac, the new Macs, like you go look at the new Mac Anthem. Now, to me, I like them. I love the way they look. Are they the most aerodynamic truck in the world? No, they're not. Are they going to get the miles per gallon because they're not as aerodynamic? No, they're not. But if you take that Mac MP8 engine, that 13-liter MP8 engine, that's a Volvo D13 painted green, and they just moved a couple things around, and there's a couple small little changes on it. They've got the automated transmission, the M drive. That's an iShift. That's a Volvo iShift. That's all that is. Do that, and same with everything on it. Like if you take the body off of it, the engine, drivetrain, and everything is all Volvo now. I think the only exception, and this is when they first bought them. Now they may have changed this now, but when Volvo first bought Mac, the one thing they did leave intact on Mac was the rear end suspension, right? The Mac wishbone suspension that they had, they left that. Now I don't know. They may have changed it. It may all be Volvo now. I don't have a clue, right? I don't have a clue. I haven't kept up on it. But the new Anthems, I was in one last year because I did a video on it last year on the inside. Outside, they're gorgeous. Inside, they're not very roomy. Like the bunk size, I don't know what the bunk size is, like in inches, right? But I know that they're not very roomy. That like the cabinets are not well placed. For a guy like me, I'm 6'2", right? I'm 220 pounds. I found that I didn't quite have the room, like say in a Cascadia that I have here, or say even in one of the bigger Volvos. And like I said, they don't go through the air as well as a Volvo do. A Volvo don't go through the air as well as a Volvo do. One day I'll buy some teeth. But I like them. Now the old Macs, I had a 2004. I had the Vision 460 engine in it, the Mac engine in it. And let me tell you something right now. That engine was bulletproof. That engine was bulletproof. You couldn't kill it. You could run that thing 5,000 miles with no oil in it, and that engine would just keep on going. Great, great engine. The body and the rest of the truck fell apart around it, but the engine on that truck was phenomenal. So I do like, and I did like the body styles on those Macs back then, like 2001, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I did like those. I think it was they had the CHU 613, and then they had the CXU 613, and we had the CXU 613. Good truck. Good truck. Horrible on fuel. Absolutely horrible on fuel. DIYs in the house. Thank you so much for stopping in. Great seeing you. Looking forward to seeing you on Saturday. We got some good stuff we're going to be giving away with DIY's name on it. Same, I like it that way. Yeah. Trucker Zeus, good to see you, bro. Good to see you. If you guys got them, drink them. Mine are both empty, so I'm going to grab another one. And since I've only got one load tomorrow, we'll go into the humidor and we'll get one more. But when this one's gone, we're done. When this cigar's done, so am I. There we go. Good to see you, Zeus. Appreciate you popping in and saying hi, brother. Love what you're doing. I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous. I'm jealous because you're doing it and I'm not. I'm not allowed to do it, whereas you are. That's what makes me jealous. I used to do them just like you. I used to run those streams for 7-8 hours. Had a blast doing it. Had so much fun. So much fun. And I got shut down, so damn. Oh, you're kidding me, right? The other day I was driving in Doncaster, and next to me was a replica of the rubber duck Mac. Did you get a picture of it? Please tell me that you got a picture of it. Mac is owned by VW now. I know international trucks over here is owned by VW. I did not know that Mac was owned by VW. Is Volvo owned by VW? Because all the dealerships over here are Mac and Volvo, right? Mac and Volvo. I didn't know. I never heard that Mac was bought or is owned by VW. Although, nerd, it wouldn't surprise me. VW has their hand in everything, right? They've got ownership shares in just about everything. They're worse than BlackRock, for crying out loud. This stream is sponsored by the like button. There you go. Why are we talking about trucks on a trucking channel? I don't know. It just slipped in there, you know. I think they're still using. I don't know. I should probably find that out. I went over to the Volvo dealership in Kingston a few months back, and I was talking with the sales guy, and I was pricing out an 860, a Volvo Globetrotter, the 860, and they had a couple of Macs in there, and like new Anthems and everything like that, and I didn't ask any questions about the Macs. I was only in there, but I should have actually. Next time we're over in Kingston, probably it won't be next weekend, maybe the weekend after. Maybe I'll pop in and take a look. Maybe it's time to do an updated video, right? Maybe an updated video on the Max to see where they stand today as to where they stood a couple of years ago. Same with the Volvos. Zeus is a legend in your own, aren't we all? Hey, dude, I'm a legend. I'm a trucking legend in my own mind. I'm a porn star in my own bed. I'm a rock singer and I'm a superstar when I'm in the shower. Dude, I'm everything. And I'm everything to me. Oh, done it. Till tomorrow. Come on. Attaboy. So jealous. So jealous. Trucker Zeus, hello, legend. I don't get who did that? Did Tolga put Zeus in legend status? I thought I had a say in this, Tolga. Do I not? Have we put Zeus up into legend status? Sorry, Zeus, we have tiers here, right? There's truckers and truck drivers, there's steering wheel holders and truck drivers and and then there's legend status. So I was not aware. I apologize that maybe you got bumped up to legend status. That's the fastest legend status I've ever seen. Only one load? What the F? How are you going to pay for that big house doing just one load a day? Well, we do okay on one load a day, too. It's how you run your business there, Mr. Beast. You know that better than it just as well as I do, right? Bob and Tolga must be out back smoking a joint. I slid in again, probably. Tita Lambada. Love that name. How's your health, bro? You smoke too much. You know what? Maybe I do. But so far, my health is doing just fine. Health is doing just fine. There's probably about 25,000 things that are going to kill me long before these cigars will. Just saying. 2 floors here. No picture. Can't touch that phone when you're driving in the UK. What? Mama Nerd wasn't sitting in the seat beside you? Come on now. Come on now. Only people who leave $50 super chats can comment on his smoking. That's absolutely true. I keep forgetting about that. You're welcome to talk about my smoking. You can say whatever you want, but you just put a super chat down there and then you can jabber away. But until that time, stop, be quiet, shut up. It ain't gonna happen. How much did that humidor cost? This one's for trucks. I think it was like 31 bucks Canadian. So I don't know, maybe $25 American. It's a travel one, right? It'll hold 10 regular cigars comfortably. If you've got a couple of smaller ones, you can maybe get 11 or 12. So those who know automotive history will know that what makes this funny. Well, I tend to think I know a little bit about automotive history, but if I'm not laughing, I don't know what you're laughing at. I'm out catching a nap before repair truck gets here. Busted trailer. Oh, Zeus, is it your trailer or is it company? Like, I'm an owner operator, but I only own the truck. I pull their trailer. So if it's your trailer, my condolences, dude. Not it. Trucker Zeus, sleep tight, brother. There you go. TZ is a legend. All right. So he slid into the legend status, did he? All right, we'll give it to him. See you later, TZ. Maybe the Canadian ladder is taller than the U.S. ladder. Maybe it is. Sterling prefers being called a deity. There you go. Putty Cat. Hey, good to see you, Putty Cat. Haven't seen you around. The other day I was making love to this married woman when her husband came home early. She told me I'd have to use the back door, and I said it'd have to be quick. Hey, whatever gets you there. You and these goddamn jokes, Putty Cat. Duana saying, oh, at Trucker Zeus just threw $50. That's $50 American. Zeus. That's like $65 Canadian. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Smoke all you want. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate that. A penny shy tonight. You know what? We're not counting pennies tonight, brother. Your generosity, not only with our charity, but with this tonight, I appreciate that very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Company. There you go. It's the company. Also, the company's trailer. Well, then, you know what? Sit back and because that's what I like about it. When it's a trailer problem, you pick up the phone, you dial 1-800, come fix my shit. Right? It's out of your hands. Yeah, you lose the time. You know, you lose the time. You're sitting on the side of the road, but at least you're not eating the bloody bill on it as well, right? So, am I enjoying the warm weather? No, I am not a warm weather person. I like cold weather. I like cool weather. I don't mind freezing. I don't like the snow personally, but I am not a hot weather guy. I melt, and I get very cranky and very miserable when I'm hot and sweaty and overheated, and I'm just a total prick. I really am. What I mentioned earlier about VW and Ford being the top two automakers in the world. I didn't catch your earlier comment, so that's why I missed it. My computer kicked me off everything. That was strange. The government's watching you, buddy. Government's watching you. I'm telling you. We're going to try some here. Let's do this. We'll see if that works tonight. I know it works for Mr. B's. It came up on my screen down here on my phone in blue. So there's the link. I'm just about out of shit to talk about. So if anybody wants to hit the link and come on in real quick, we can have a chat. If not, you know what? I'll just continue smoking this and I'll keep blabbing on about endless bullshit stuff. Is your company charging shippers a fuel surcharge? Yes. And I get 100% of it. It's something that when like we negotiate our contracts. So I am a mileage paid driver. I get paid, I'm not telling you, but I get paid X amount per mile plus 100% of the fuel surcharge. So yeah, I get whatever surcharge they collect. They collect, it comes directly to me, 100% of it. What do I think about hybrid trucks? Oh, God. Hold on. Hybrid trucks can kiss my butt right now. I'm quite content with the trucks that we have. Aren't they hybrid enough for crying out loud? You know, you look at a truck from the 90s and you look at a truck from the 2000s, it's like night and day. They're hybrid. Nerd.
Yo, brother. How we doing?
How the hell are you, buddy? Okay, stick your face up to that camera. Let everybody see that beard. Look at that bad boy. She's coming off, baby.
She's ready to go. She's ready to go.
Yeah.
How we doing?
Excellent, man. Excellent.
So I've had a bit of a mad night tonight. It's been a bit crazy. I did a video with a local politician who stands for a party that is what I would class as maybe a bit libertarian, and YouTube shut me down, kicked me out of my own chat.
Yep. They did the same thing to me several months back. I did a premiere, right? and I was talking about Justin Trudeau and some of the things that have been going on within the country where he was this and that. And the premiere made it exactly 18. It was a 35-minute premiere, and it made it 18 minutes. And then now, did you get a message from YouTube saying that your content is violating political and all this? Did you get that message, or did you shut it off?
No, so I've had that in the past when I streamed you guys when you went into Ottawa.
Yeah.
I had that, and then I had a like a live chat open with somebody from YouTube. Holy smokes! Jeez. And basically, yeah, they. I said, well, I'm in the UK. I'm not in Canada. I'm not subject to those requirements. And yeah, after that, they left me alone. But they did take down the video after I put it up, and we had something like nearly like, I don't know, 200,000 views at the time.
Yeah.
And then it like they put a lot of pressure. I had the same thing. We did the convoy to the border, to the Texas border, and then my channel went from doing like 70,000 views to I can barely scrape 100.
Yeah, they kicked you right to the bottom of the algorithm, right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
They've done that to me. They've done that to me twice. They did that to me while I was in Ottawa because we were in the convoy. They were like basically killing the bandwidth on all the channels. We couldn't get anything out. Like we had full Wi-Fi signals, we had full everything, and we couldn't get out. And that was 100%. We were being censored. And then, like I said, we did the one premiere, and I got warned. You know, I got warned by YouTube saying that I was what do you call that? I was
going against community standards.
Violating community guidelines.
Right.
That's the one.
I get that daily. I get
every
single day that says you're violating community standards. You're violating the community of whatever. It's all bullshit, man.
Yes,
it is.
Yeah,
it's wrong, and it's like I've never had that like with UK stuff, and the fact that they've gone to the effort of like banning me out of my own chat. I was pretty shocked, to be honest. That it borders on the line of like, I think it's corporate overreach within government politics. You can't say what you.
Your mighty damn.
Yeah, God.
Well, they don't want us communicating. They don't want us sharing the truth. They don't want us talking. Period. Okay, and they're just
son of a.
It's crazy. What we're going through right now is absolutely crazy.
Yeah, they're scumbags. They're absolute scumbags.
And if you say anything or you fight back, they just shut you down completely.
Yeah,
it's absolutely amazing what we're going through. Expect here in the United States, especially. Okay, I can see some other countries, you know, whatever, but because they have different issues. But in the United States, our first amendment to the Constitution is the freedom of speech, the freedom of being able to communicate with other people, you know, with religion and everything, and photographs and news, especially news. But here we are, we're all being shut down, everybody.
You should have the right to say whatever you want. And I think if you start shutting down the speech,
right,
then you can't spot the real bad guys, because
that's the point. You can't pinpoint them, you can't call them out, you can't do anything. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
No, it's crazy. I don't know how much longer we're going to be able to do this. If you protest or whatever, look what they did in Canada, man. The guys protested, you know, and everything. They literally went in there and shut down their bank accounts. They took their trucks. They bashed their trucks. They destroyed their trucks. I mean, all for censorship with the Trudeau guy.
Really?
We're going through the same thing right here. I just found out today that they're now going around the White House against with these big ass huge fences for riot fences. Whatever's coming up, they're terrified. Whatever it is.
Dictator Trudeau is what I call him. And whenever I do a video, anything to do with Canada, YouTube just buries it.
Yeah.
Because Trudeau put out a policy so that he could criminalize people like me that
Right.
talk about him. There's no way I would risk flying into Canada at this point, even though I've got friends there. No way.
Yeah, I hear you
Couldn't
there,
do
man. I mean, I'm hoping maybe to go up there and visit the wheel burner in the spring. Hopefully after this next election. But if it doesn't go the way it's supposed to be going, I'm probably not going to do that either. Seriously.
Yeah, we'll be the what's the word? We'll be the hunted at this rate.
That's what they're saying. I mean, you know, there's something going on now. Like I'm saying, all kinds of shit that I heard today. I had a 3-hour meeting with the nice lady and stuff, and a couple other people. What they're doing now here in the United States is absolutely incredible. And if the United States is able to pull it off and do it, then it's going to go every.
What the heck is going on? What's happened? Am I the only one on here? Anybody there? Chat. Chat. Am I the only one in here at the moment? Hello? Do you guys doing a prank on me? Oh my gosh. What the heck? Man, that's crazy. Everyone got booted. I haven't touched anything. You sat here. I'm playing with a compass and a bottle opener. And I've got a cold beer. I don't know what to say. Where'd it go, nerd? I think you crashed my show. I'm sorry, dude. I didn't mean to. Honestly. Get naked. Let's do it. Da, 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 da. No, I'm not going to do that. Get Tolga too excited. Firefighter Bob's like, yes, you are, brother. Hell yeah. I can show you all my American stuff. So I think I am the most redneck person in Yorkshire. So I had it. I still own a brewery. I'm like quarter ownership, and I did a beer. This is one of them called Ban One, which is Smoking the Bandit inspired beer. Really interesting story. I'm going off on a tangent now because I'm just hoping that YouTube, if they are censoring me, then it'll let everybody else on. The guy that did the drawings for me is from Toronto. Is a guy called the Architect's Garage, and we did this Cannonball Run beer called Baller, and the Lamborghini in it is the Lamborghini from the film, and Haggerty Classics did a video of the car and like a documentary, and it was hosted by a guy called Ed Bolian, and Ed Bolian is somebody that I talk to quite a bit on Instagram messages, and so there's like this weird circle of like who knows who. Really strange. So yeah. As for other American stuff, I've got my Summit Racing sticker down there. I have my Taste of Freedom hat. I've got my Taste of Freedom hat, which is my Mountain Dew Taste of Freedom. There you go. Bucket hat. I'm ready for summer now and freedoms. You can feel the bald eagles now. I've put this on. Will Bernard should be able to rejoin soon. I hope so. They don't want us talking. No, Mr. B. Tyke Trucking is in. Tyke, when are we going to meet up? Tolga, I reckon Goebbels would be coming in pants. Yeah, I think he would. My glorious beard broke the system. Andrew Cummings, that's cool. I'm just having a beer too. Also, for 10 points, what's the registration plate up there? And you'll see my US dollars up there as well. I've got Canadian $5. That's it. Right there. I just liked it because it had the Canada arm thing from the ISS on it. That's another thing I'm nerdy about. What's Toga saying? Brian, can I join my Son Will Do live? Says Firefighter Bob. Oi, my southern friends are calling me as Turkish redneck. Come in there, laugh my ass off. Yeah, absolutely. What else have I got? I've got lots of American other stuff in here. Let me put my Canadian dollars back. I've got there's about I've got $6 up there, and then this is so weird that I am live streaming on some. So I just want to say actually, because Will Burner would not let me say this, but he is one of my heroes because he was one of those dudes that I followed on that day in Canada, in Ottawa. And he really is a genuine hero. Like, no one stands up like that in the UK unless it's some BS about some other country that no one cares about. I'm going to get myself in trouble for saying that. But he's one of those dudes that I followed when it was all kicking off. And the fact that he is still going, he's doing his live streams, he's an amazing guy. I have a lot of respect for the man. I think he is truly, like, you know, if you wanted to say keeping the American dream alive, I know he's not American, but he is definitely a rebel. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. So yeah. So what else we got going on? Keep going, nerd. You're doing great. I just can't. The only thing I can't do is put your comments up. I'm going to go through them though. Mr. B says yes, it does. Mr. B's type trucking saying hello. Andrew Cummins is also from Canada. He's an absolute legend. I apparently, after doing that live stream and the following videos I did about Canada, I've been made an honorary Canadian, and I'll take that. I'll take that. Mike Genesis says, "Lol." Yeah, I'm a bit in that place now as well. Kitty Cray says, "Wherever." Oh, here we go. He's back,
Dude, I got to use my phone. Look at. There's my device. Well, you can't see it, but here. There's my device, right? So there you are. It won't let me in.
What?
I'm using my phone. The whole thing is set up on my iPad, and it won't let me back into the stream on my own iPad. So I saw Sterling's comment. He said, just go out and go back in on your phone, which I did. So now here I am on my phone. I had to come in and enter my own stream on the phone.
How weird is that?
I don't have a clue.
I think I'm a YouTube pariah at this point.
But dude, I don't know what it is, man. I'm like sitting there going, what the hell did this guy do?
I didn't touch anything. I came in and I just started talking, and then I don't know. I don't get it.
Don't have a clue.
But surely they would have thrown me off first, surely, not you out your own channel.
Well, at first I thought maybe that, maybe YouTube was pissed off we were saying something we weren't supposed to. But then why would it leave the entire stream up or leave you up, right? Because I could hear you and you were talking away, and you're doing a great job, by the way. Keep going, right? It's like, I'm watching my own show from the outside, and there's nothing I can do.
Man, that's crazy. How weird is that?
What
about if you refresh it? Can you refresh it? Because you're in anyway. Ah, there we go.
Hold on. There we go. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, brother. How weird. Deity status, says Sterling Wheel. And then Tolga's going through the fruit. He says apple, pear, melon.
Now I got no damn sound. Nerd, nod your head if you can hear me up and down. Yes or no? Yeah? I can't hear you.
Go. Somebody type in chat that he needs to go to. What?
This
Right.
is such amateur hour. It really is.
Can you hear me? Surely you can hear me. Can you hear me? Breaker on the 1-9. Can I get a Roger? Roger. No? Anybody hear me? Hear me now. It's not my mic, is it? Not my mic. No, definitely not mine.
They can hear you. They can hear me, but I can't hear you.
What?
But you can hear me. No, I'm not muted. I've got everything. Everything's open. I'm not muted.
Oh no! What's just happened? What's just? This is weird, isn't it? So, funnily enough, I was looking at doing a live earlier tonight, and then when I went to do it on StreamYard, it said YouTube is having some problems. So I figured there was an issue. We hear Tolga says we hear both of you, the Nerd Emotion and Wheel Burner. Hit the settings, 3 dots, mic check. Well, I've got a separate button on here, but also you can mute it down there. Can you hear me? Wheel Burner?
I still can't hear you, nerd.
Right. I'll tell you what, I'll drop myself out.
Hold on a second, hold on.
This is very strange. I'm not a stranger to lives either. Here we go.
Buck, I need you to talk and say something.
Say something.
I can hear
There's a
Buck.
post over it. You guys all talk amongst yourselves. I'm just going to sit here and smoke cigars. Nerd, it's your show. Go for it. Have fun.
Oh, he muted himself?
Buck, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Well, right, I don't understand. So you can hear me.
I don't know. Yeah. And I can hear Brian.
Oh, I can hear myself through his phone now.
We have an echo. Look at Buck with him.
Firefighter Bob's coming on.
Oh, I just figured out how to read the comments through the StreamYard on the YouTube. But yeah, nothing else is working. But I'm figuring out how new shit works.
Your headset sounds very good, by the way. I must say.
Oh, this?
Yeah, it sounds great.
It's a Blue Parrot 450 XL or whatever you call it, trucker's headset they sell in the truck stops.
Crazy damn.
I'm just going to check to see.
I think I'm back.
It's not like I have any controls or anything to check on my end either. I mean, we're just guests to the show. I don't know how the world the
Can anybody
key
hear
holder,
me?
Mr. Bees.
Yeah, can anybody hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Put you loud and clear.
I can hear Brian.
You
but
guys
I
hear
guess
me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear us? That's the most important thing. No.
Can you hear me?
Mr. Bees, you can hear me?
Yes, sir, I can hear you. I heard you the whole time. Can you hear us?
I can hear all of you.
Excellent.
Huh.
So you're back.
I
You're
guess
just at the bottom of your own page. That's right.
I guess it's solar flares or something. Who knows?
How about our government? No, No, let's not blame the government. Let's not do that.
Could it be Big Brother? Could it be Big Brother? I wonder.
I don't know what the deal is.
YouTube right. Moderator, if you're watching.
Oh, I need to stop my logs.
I don't know, but hold on. You guys hold on. You guys hold on a second, because Nerd was in the middle of saying something.
I can't. What was I saying? I can't remember. What part about you being epic, Wilburner?
Yeah.
Was
something
that the
about
bit?
Calling me a hero and a whole bunch of cool shit. Keep going. I was really
liking
that.
You are.
You're blowing up my ego.
No, but you are like genuinely. What? Like, my gosh, what they did to you guys. Damn, I don't know if I had the but I've got some balls on me, but I don't know if I could have done that. What you guys did. Honestly, that took some flipping kahunas. There's me worrying about putting a video up, and then there's another thing driving my flipping 100k truck into the center of a town to cause the biggest stir in like modern history. Mate, they'll be writing about you guys in like another 100 years, I'm telling you.
I just figured out a way to really to really freak Brian out. And one of the guys in the chat, he'll know how it happens. What the?
Nice.
Inception.
I'm not doing that on purpose.
Did that stop as soon as I muted my mic?
There. Can you hear me now?
Oh, we got 2 Brians. All right.
Holy.
Oh yeah, double the pleasure, double the fun.
Yeah, one of me is quite enough. I don't know about the rest of you, but one of me is quite enough.
We'll have to ask your wife.
Yeah.
I will say, Will Burner's haircut is very like mine.
Yeah, I actually just had to start the truck because I just can't keep it cool in here. I had to turn the truck back on to throw the air on. It's just ridiculous. It's too hot.
Hey, could your iPad have overheated? Does it feel hot?
No, actually, that's what I checked. That's what I was doing when I was like up here feeling it. Right. No, the iPad's fine.
I just find it very strange that the minute we started talking about the Uberman, and next thing you know, we're all vanished.
My fault.
Nah, it was me. I was the one that was talking about the bastards. Yeah, here we are. But it didn't kill the live stream. That was crazy. It just kicked the host off, you know? They kicked the host off. Nope. I don't want you talking no more.
It was a weird experience. I got to admit, sat there going, oh my gosh, I'm the only person. And what do I do?
Well, thank God you do your own live streams, and you knew what to do. Your mouth just started moving, and you just took over. And it's like, all right, I'll sit here and figure this out. Nerd, you carry on. You're doing great. I can hear you. So keep going. At least you didn't run my channel into the dirt. So that's good.
No, there's no way I'm going to do that. Hell no.
Yeah, we were contemplating the thought of that.
Yeah, Buck was like in the private messages.
Trust me, I don't need any help running my channel into the dirt. I can do that by myself.
StreamYard will run until it is closed in the studio. I don't understand.
Yeah, it just keeps running. This has happened once to me before, and that was a mate of mine, Welsh guy's got a channel, does beer reviews called Real Ale Craft Beer, and he had about 1,000 people in chat, and he thought he'd ended the live stream, and he just went. He literally thought he'd ended it and walked off and went to bed, and he left the live stream running.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
People are already doing that on YouTube. The vertical live streams. They're streaming themselves sleeping.
Well, I thought
eating
maybe,
breakfast.
I thought maybe what had happened was Nerd came in, and that was okay, and then I let Buck come in, and then Mr. B's come in, and then there was somebody else that came in. I thought maybe with the signal strength that I had, maybe I was just drawing too much. You know, I was drawing too much bandwidth, but it maybe shut it down. But that's not the case. I've got a full signal here. Like there's no reason why I shouldn't be able to have a full room and just carry on business as usual here.
Absolutely.
Well, congratulations to Red Lady and Sterling. They are officially married. I know their ceremony is going to be in a couple of days or a week or whatever, but that don't count. Whatever's on that paperwork for his license is actually your date of marriage, buddy. You are officially married.
That's lovely. Yeah. Congratulations, guys.
You are officially married, brother. Welcome to it.
Yeah, the ceremony is just the ceremony. The date of marriage is actually the day you sign that license, right?
That's right. 6/17/2024.
That's the way it is in Canada. Your marriage license is actually your day, right? The ceremony is just the ceremony.
That's right. That's right.
Man, I love being married.
Sort of official. It gives you that day you wanted for your anniversary, but that's not the case at all. Your actual marriage date is today. So, congratulations, guys.
Yeah, congrats. I love being married as well. So, you know, a lot of the naysayers, they'll say, "Oh, being married is flipping this and that," and yeah, okay, it requires sacrifice, but ultimately, it's pretty fantastic.
It's a wonderful institution. Anybody get
damn right.
Institutionalized.
My father used to tell me, say, "Yeah, son, it's a wonderful institution from which there's no parole." Yeah, okay, thanks, Pop.
It's true.
He said my father actually said that at my first wedding with my first wife, and he said that when he gave the speech, and he was like, "You know, marriage is a wonderful institution for which there's no parole." I wish for the one time in my life that I would have listened to him, I wish that would have been it right there.
You know what my dad told me? God, you're a dumbass.
Yeah, yeah.
He walked away.
So yesterday was my birthday, and I was 44.
Happy birthday.
We went out for a meal, and my wife, like, you know, she's like, "Oh, let's get a selfie together, take a photo," and this is the face I was pulling.
That's true, Andrew.
Good job.
Just being silly.
Good job.
Like, will you just be sensible for 5 minutes?
Well, I'm the same way. Hold on, I got a picture right here. I showed it the other day.
That's my kids.
Oh, nice, man. Nice.
They're all crazy. I love them.
I got you. Check this one out, nerd. This is me and Dar. Same deal, right? Look at the face. Look what I'm doing, right? She looks like, oh yes, posing up for a real nice picture. And there's some bald asshole trying to lick the fucking mascara off her head, right? It's like, oh my God. You know what? How we stay married, it's one thing that we get married, but how we stay married sometimes is way beyond me, brother. It really is.
I just think she's patient.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Well, like I said earlier, like I'm married way out of my class, like way out of my league, right? I am one of those guys. When they see me and my wife walking through the mall, they're going, "What did he do?"
Yeah, I'm the same.
You gotta count a lot, you know. So absence makes the heart grow fonder. That's what they say, you know. So you're not there every day. Me and Mrs. B, we're there together every single day. This little break that we got right now is unusual for us, but we've been together every single day for 14 years. It's about occasionally she might spend some time with her mom or her son, so very seldomly. For the most part, we are together every single day.
Wow. I can speak with 100% certainty and say that if Darlene and I were together like that every single day, we'd be divorced. It's just our personalities, right? This is all I've ever done for a living. This is all I know. Right. So this is the way my children grew up. This is how they've grown up. Dad has always been gone. Our relationship is the way it is, and it works very, very well. So I think if I had to, Kate, if for any reason, if I ever had to stop and go to work Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, I think I'd be stepping on her toes so bad that she'd kick me to the curb and probably go marry Buck.
I'm good with that.
Did you see this from Shannon? Shannon says absence makes the heart grow fonder. Me and Toga will stay married forever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now, don't tempt me with a good time.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Buck has got that sweet accent, man. He could charm the knickers off a nun, I'm sure.
Oh,
He could, eh?
I don't know about all that.
Toga's got the accent. Toga's got the accent. It's like he's walking right out of them.
Toga's.
Even Daniel Steele movies or whatever the fuck it is, you know.
Nerd, have you ever heard Tolga's voice?
Yeah, so Sterling had Toga on. And
okay, so you've heard
I've been to Turkey, right? And I have never heard a Turkish person speak such beautifully eloquent English in my life.
Movie, man.
I was like, this dude is pure class. Class.
Oh yeah. He could if he wanted to. All he'd have to do is start talking to my wife, and I'd lose her. He could talk any woman away. He could talk anyway. He's so smooth. You can see why Shannon is like, oh, she's just so goo-goo, right? I'm going to adopt him. I hope he doesn't even know it yet, but I'm going to adopt Tolga. We've got a room for him at the new house out in Alberta. He's coming out. He's going to take care of our place for us. We're going to adopt him. He's going to be the son. I got 6 daughters. He's going to be my son.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, I got a lovely Father's Day present, and it made me cry. So we've got 3 kids. So one of our kids is adopted, and we got him when he was 2, and he is amazing. But also, me and my wife ran a youth group for 12 years, and we rescued a young lady who is from Kenya. And basically, we have always looked after her. She's older than my kids, and we've always been there for her. We've always, monetarily, if she's ever needed anything, we're there. She's got a key to our house, you know. She's like one of my kids. And she wrote me a letter. Oh, my gosh, I'm going to cry. She wrote me a letter for Father's Day asking me to walk her down the aisle when she gets married. In a month.
Really?
Oh, man, I was in bits. I was in bits.
Talk about tugging on the heartstrings.
Oh,
oh my God.
So I said, do you mind if I've got no beards? Because I said, I've signed up with these truck drivers from Canada and America. And I said, I've shaved my beard off for charity. And she was like, I don't care. You can come however you are. Yeah. So, oh, man. So, yeah, it's been amazing. Amazing.
Brother, that's like a really fantastic story. I love to hear shit like that. I really do, man. I really do.
Oh, shit.
Gotta do it, man.
You know, I am blessed. Like, I've got all these kids. Now, they're not all mine, right? I've got 2 older kids that are with my first wife. And then Dara's got her 2 kids. But the 2 kids that Dar had when, like, they were babies when I got involved. And their father's not and never has been in the picture. And I'm all they know, right? And to this day, like, I'm dad. They call me dad. I'm the only father these kids have ever had. They don't know any different. All the kids, all the sisters, like all the kids are sisters. They grew up that way. That, you know, like, my daughter doesn't look at my other daughter and go, "Oh, that's my stepdaughter." No, or that's my stepsister. No, that's my sister. They're all sisters, and we're a blended family without being blended. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
And no differentiating any of them. They, Brianna and Madison they're not blood-wise, they're not mine, but that's irrelevant. That's irrelevant. We've raised them. Brianna was 3 and Madison was 1 and a bit, and this is all they know. And that's the life the life they've led. And then they've all got older sisters, which is fantastic. That was the more the merrier.
Yeah.
And then last year, like Nerd, I don't know if you know this story. I know Mr. Bees does, but like last year, I got a message from a young lady saying, "Hey, do you remember this woman from like 29 years ago?" And I went, "Yeah." And she goes, "Well, that's my mom, and the DNA says you're my dad."
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was there was a little more to the story. I just gave you the shortcut of it, but yeah. I did that ancestry.ca thing and just to find out, relatives and everything. And she found me through that. So the DNA is 100%, right? So
yeah.
So I found a daughter that I didn't even know I had, and she found me. I guess it's about a year and a half now. It's been so I had 5 daughters and now I have 6. And the kicker was I'm now a grandfather because she has a little girl.
No way.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's been one of those stories in my life where when it comes to my kids, I'm blessed, beyond blessed. There's being a man that's blessed with children. I am beyond blessed with children.
Yeah, you definitely are, brother. That's for sure.
I couldn't make a boy though, eh? I couldn't make a boy. I got 6 daughters.
Now, here's what it is.
So it goes. I said to my little adopted lad, he really struggled. Not this time, but the Christmas before. He was really struggling to understand why biological dad didn't want to know him.
Right.
He's in and out of prison all the time. That's really the reason.
Gotcha.
I just said to him, I was like, anybody can be a father, but to be a dad or a daddy is a completely different thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm all you'll ever need. I will fight for you to the bitter end. And no matter what you need, I'm always there. And I said to him, have I ever treated you different from Kobe and Casey? And he's like, no. And I was like, right, do you need any more love? And he was like, no. And I was like, so why are you being upset then?
Yeah.
And he's never asked again. Ever again.
You know what? We kind of went through that in the early stages. Whereas the kids, they did have the thought of, and they thought maybe they did something wrong, why their dad abandoned them, right?
Yeah,
or their biological father, why and they had that thought, right? And thank God I've got my wife, because she's first of all, she's 10 times smarter than I am, but she's got a way of talking to them where she can relate to them and she can tell them that, like, it's not your fault. You didn't do anything. It's a choice that he made because of the type of man that he is. It had nothing to do with the fact that, you didn't do anything. And the man that took his place, that stepped up, has never treated you any differently than any of the other children, has always loved you just the same as all of the other children. So you're actually better off with what you've got now than what you could have had then. And you know what? And when you break it down to the kids in that form, they seem to be able to, they can grasp hold of that, and it helps them, Now there was a couple other things as well, but as they got older, there was a couple of questions they wanted answered, and my wife was and both of us were very truthful. We didn't hold anything back. We're not going to lie to them. So, they had some questions, and we answered them. And then the one daughter, she has actually spoken to him, the bio father. She has spoken to him, was not impressed, and basically told him to kick bricks.
Oh, wow.
So it all panned out. But I think being truthful and just being showing the same amount of love for all of the kids all around. Nobody got singled out as these are my biological kids. And Darlene did the same thing because my kids were not hers. She raised them. She, took care of them. And my kids called Darlene mom. That's what they know.
It's lovely, man. That's what it's about. I mean,
yeah.
My wife is probably the hero in this as well because.
Oh yeah, of course. The ladies are always the hero.
Oh man, I just said to her, like, loads of people were like, "Oh, I bet it was such a big decision." And I said, "No, it took us 15 minutes." And before we got married, we'd made a pact together that if we could ever help a child and we were in a position where we could, then we should.
Yeah.
And so we had the conversation and I said, this is where we're at. What do you think? And she's like, well, we made the agreement before we got married.
Yeah.
So why are we having it? And she was literally, why are we having this conversation? I was like, oh, well, okay. All right, fine. I'm sorry.
Well, you know what? Then it actually kind of seems that like this charity that we're supporting kind of hits home for you, because these kids that we're trying to get some money for are, they're foster kids where the system's failed and they need the help and blah, blah, blah. And this charity does that for them. Whereas somebody like you is one of the success stories. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, I've said this before. We're not trashing the foster system. We're not. No. There are some really good foster parents out there that have, done a hell of a job, and taken these kids and done what they've done with these kids. But unfortunately, in 2024, there's more failure rates than there are success stories.
Yeah.
And that's sad. Unfortunate. So like to see somebody like yourself that is on the success end of that, all we can do is say, thank you, sir. Thank you.
But on the other side, my parents, so I was an only child, but I had foster brothers and sisters.
Right.
So we had a big house. So we always had like other kids in there.
Yeah.
And that's what I grew up with. So like for me, the only thing that I've changed with my kids is that there's no, in the UK, when you have foster, it means that they can take the children away from you. So I won't have that. I'm like, absolutely not. You can bring the kid, but if the kid's here, he stays here.
Right.
There's no moving. That's it. We refuse to quit. They are with us for life. That's it. End of story.
Oh, bless you, man. Bless you. Holy crap. Good for you.
Well, it's not right.
The kids, man. Them people don't really care about the kids. They use them as pawns and use them as tools. And
they're looking, Mr. B's, they're looking for money.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because in America and Canada, like the government gives so many dollars per child. And, they figure if they can cram 4 foster kids, some couple will go, we can cram 4 foster kids in here and we don't have to go to work.
That's right.
And that's sick.
We don't get any money for ours.
I know a couple of people that they're very well off. I mean, they got a lot of money, and they keep bringing in these foster kids and stuff like that because the parents have issues and stuff like that, and they're actually trying to do the right thing by letting the parents get their shit together and go with the system and stuff like that. So there are a few of them out there and stuff. I'm not gonna say all, but there's a few of them out there that are really have a concern about the children. And there's some of them out there, you're right, brother. They're just out there, they could care less about the kid. He could drop dead in the back room or something like that. They're just there for the check and the food stamp and stuff like that. So that's very true. But
there's a special place in hell for them.
Yeah, but
look at the people that were going with the Forgotten Angels and stuff like that. These kids have timed out, okay? And like I was telling you yesterday, a lot of them have Down syndrome and MS and other issues, autism and stuff like that. So they're still collecting the Social Security, but these kids are never going to be able to live on their own. They need somebody there to take care of them.
Exactly.
And that's where this comes in and stuff like that. So like I said, there's a few, out of 100, I would say 25%, 35%, something like that actually have good intentions and stuff. And for some of them, just not. Look what we're going through with the immigration problem that we have in the United States. We don't even know who the hell these kids are, or if this person is actually, they stopped doing DNA testing at the border. So we don't even have a clue if these people are even their parents or if they're being trafficked. Right now, as of today, we still can't locate 87,000, not 8,700, 87,000 children that are lost in our system. We have no clue where these kids are. What the fuck is up with that?
That's criminal, and that is like that.
Exactly.
Well, we have a similar problem. The government will throw money after money after money,
Right.
and to try and fix these kids, but they've broken them. They've absolutely broken them, and no one knows where these kids are. Like, I'll be honest, when we took on our lad, we had care from the government for about 6 months where they come and check, and then we never saw him again. Never saw him again. Ever. Not once.
No,
I mean, like, that's worrying.
The crazy thing is like our government on the news, okay, CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, whatever the fuck you want to call them, they have actually outright come out and said, well, we know that some of these children are being trafficked in and sex slaves and stuff like that. Wait, what? You know this and you're still friggin' doing it?
Yeah.
What are we doing here, man? What is exactly going on? We found out that Walmart somewhere in the country that they had all of these kids up there. I'm not talking about like 100 kids. There's like 1,000 kids that they found. They closed the Walmart down, put a big, huge fence around the place, gave one place where there's a gatehouse type deal, and they got all of these kids they found out that were actually inside this Walmart that they closed down. Thousands of kids, man, that they don't even have paperwork for and stuff. Man, what are we doing? What is that?
Why is that not on the news? That should be on the news.
Thank you. Our news is so compromised, and not just in my country, in your country, and in his country. The news is so compromised, and so we have no idea what the hell is going on. We have no idea what is true, what is not true. You get information, but if you look, MSNBC, CBS, CNN, Fox News, all owned by the same group: BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street, Murdoch. They said, well, Murdoch owns Fox News, so that can't be true. Murdoch is a major investor in Disney and Vanguard and BlackRock. What are you talking about? This ain't true. There's your connection right there. I mean, what's going on in the whole planet? I don't know if anybody's heard anything from Australia. I can't get any. I have people in Australia. The last I heard, they were putting people in sick camps, they call them.
Oh, man. Australia
it's horrible.
It's just as crazy as we are. It's just, in fact, in many ways, it's worse.
Yeah.
The problem is you've got New Zealand, Canada, Australia, UK, and we all share the same parliament system.
Basically.
Right.
And if a dickhead, excuse my French, if you can get a dictator like Trudeau in Canada, then you can have exactly the same thing in all our countries. And the worrying bit is where we're at right now is where there's a potential for that to happen in the UK now.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they don't care about the people. They care about money and control. That's it. Period.
Nerd, let me ask you a question, Nerd. With the political forum in Great Britain, right? Because you're fairly set up the same way as we are in Canada, right? The way the Parliament works and everything like that. How influenced is your government or your Parliament by the WEF, the World Economic Forum?
Massively.
Yeah, same with us here.
Yeah, they're all part of the same tribe. We've got all these like low emission zones.
Right.
If you're rich, you're fine. You can pollute as much as you like. But if you're a working class person, you're going to get taxed.
Yeah.
Unless you buy the latest car, which they don't want you to own. They want you to finance it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you got BlackRock, Citadel going around buying swathes of property in the UK to rent out.
Oh, they're doing it here as well. Like they're buying up like thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands of acres of farmland out here. They're doing nothing with it. They're just buying it so that nobody else can have it. But
they want to control the food. The food is the next thing. If they can control food, then we're all screwed.
And that's the direction that I can't speak for Great Britain, but I can speak, for what's going on in Canada. There's a couple of things. First of all, if you look at the World Economic Forum and you look at the political ladder, right? Like you got Klaus Schwab at the top, right? And then the number 2 person on the ladder is Chrystia Freeland. Well, that's our deputy prime minister, right? And our deputy prime minister holds 2 positions. First time in Canadian history. She holds she's the deputy prime minister, but she's also the prime minister, the minister of finance. Yeah. Now, you telling me that there's something not going on here?
No.
So now you've got the second most powerful person in the WEF. She is now the deputy prime minister of Canada. Now, Trudeau is our prime minister, but he doesn't. He does run. But let's just say when he is talking in Parliament, look over his shoulder right here, which is where she sits, right here. Everything that he's saying before the words come out of his mouth, she's already nodding in agreement. She's already knowing what he's going to say, and she's probably written it herself.
Yeah, I bet.
The direction they're taking Canada right now is they're going to borderline it on communism, right? They're going to use the same platform. Everybody is equal. It's the same social standing. Nobody gets ahead, and everybody will get just example, $2,000 a month from the government, and that's what you get. That's what you live on. They own your house, they own your car, they own your job, they own everything, and you will rely on the government for everything. And that's where Canada is not that far away. And if Poilievre, the conservative, if he does not win the next election, I'm moving to Mexico, bro.
There's nobody there.
I feel a very.
What's crazy? Here's what our government did. Here's what I don't want to interrupt, but here's what our government did just last week. Okay, we have the United States Constitution. The 4th Amendment to the Constitution is you're supposed to feel secure in your home. Okay, to where the government can't just kick in your door without a warrant. Okay, they can't do that. They can't just come into your home and do whatever they want to do. Okay, our government, our president, just passed a law. It's called the Mandatory Repair Act. This gives the WHO, the World Health Organization, the permission to enter your home at any time to make sure that your home is in good standing and that it's good for your health. So if they find any mold or anything like that, they can just knock on your door right now and just say, we need to come in and do an inspection of your home. Totally violates the 4th fucking amendment, man. Completely. Okay? To where you're secure in your own castle. Totally violates that. Wow. They just signed this into law. And now we have congressmen that are stepping up going, wait a minute, you can't do this. But yet they just passed it.
Yeah.
They just passed it. Okay.
Well, why do you think in Canada last year they passed all those gun laws?
Yeah.
They took all our guns.
Yeah.
Why? Why do you think they did that? They can't do it in the United States, but why do you think they did it in Canada? They did it in Canada because the day is coming where they're going to come knocking on your door and they don't want a 30-06 pointing back at them. And that's what they're doing. They're disarming the public and taking away the firearms. And so it's just one step closer to us not being able to fight back. Like, what are you going to do? Throw rocks at them? You can't throw rocks at them.
No.
Right? And I don't know where England sits in all of that. I don't know how far, if you guys are as far along advanced into the shitter as we are.
We have a lot of problems like that. There's a lot of illegal weaponry floating around though.
Don't get me wrong. Just because we're not supposed to have them doesn't mean we don't have them. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, I think it just depends on how naive you are. So if you're proper naive, the government here can just walk all over you. but if you really, really needed to dig deep, you could. And I think that is very much the British way.
Yeah.
The British, we put up with a lot, we just let people do stuff to us, and we put up with it, and no one really does anything. But they've started to cross the line with London, with ULEZ. That's kind of been something where they've had proper kickback, and basically ULEZ in London, they haven't made any money because there's a group called the Blade Runners. They go and cut all the cameras down. They harass the people who are putting the cameras up. They just find new ways of wrecking everything, and then there's only 1/3 of the population is actually paying the fines. So now it's flooding the court system, and the courts can't cope. So they've got to change something because ultimately it's not going to work.
Yeah, that's a problem we've got here as well. And I think what happened is when that convoy hit, it hit right at the right time, at the right place, because what it did is the reaction that we got from the government is not what we thought we were going to get. Right. Okay, that convoy, we were supposed to roll in there on Friday and roll out on Monday. That was only we were only supposed to be there for 3 days, dude. Right? And it wasn't anything that we did. It was the fact that we showed up and the government lost, like Trudeau lost his mind. They all freaked out and they blew it up into something else. But what they did is they saw the ability to enact enable the Emergencies Act and take advantage of a lot of things. Now it's all been deemed illegal since then.
Yeah,
right?
It was
what he
illegal.
did was illegal, and he wasn't allowed to do all that. But he was able to do all of that because of what we did, and it all got drawn out. It went on and on and on and on until finally, they were smashing in our truck windows and towing our trucks out of there. Yep. Whereas, that wasn't necessary. We weren't asking for anything. All we wanted was for that dumbass to come walk down Parliament Hill and sit down at the table and talk to us for an hour. All we wanted to do was to be heard about, and it was all about the mandates. That's all it was. And we weren't happy with the mandates, right? And that's the bottom line. People can say, "Oh, it was about this. It was about money. It was about incomes. It was about COVID." Yes, it was COVID, but it was the mandates that were put in place, and that's all we wanted to talk about. Like, just talk about our. And next thing you know, we're getting locked up. We're having our bank accounts frozen. Our mortgages are getting frozen. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous.
Well, there's £1,000 of my money floating around in the Canadian ether somewhere.
I'll find it. I'll fucking find it.
I never got it. I never got it back.
You ain't getting it back if I find it. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Well. Well, no, you can keep it, brother. I got a lot of money for super chats, and I donated to the trucker fund, and then it got seized. And that was it. I never saw it again.
Well, there was in excess of $200,000 in that one GoFundMe that got seized.
Yeah. Well, that's where my money is.
Yeah.
Excuse me, 100,000? You lost your fucking mind. It was over a couple million, bro.
No, it was a couple hundred. The first one was a couple $100,000. The first one was a couple $100,000, and then the second one, it wasn't on GoFundMe. It was on the other one, and that one hit like 1.9 million, and they grabbed that too.
That's the one I'm talking about for Pat Kent.
Yeah.
But I was on the first one, so how I ended up doing it was, but I would do, because my channel was tiny, I would put live cameras up for like snowing in the garden, because I knew people in Abu Dhabi hadn't seen snow, so you get mad amounts of views to get your watch hours up.
Yeah.
And I, being the petrol head I am, and the fact that I love trucks, I saw this protest. It was reported on my phone that you guys were going to do something, and I just thought, Oh, that'd be really interesting to see. So before I went out, I set this computer up with loads of live streams of like cameras that were dotted around Ottawa and the roads into Ottawa.
Yeah.
Anyway, I went shopping in Asda, which is like your Walmart, and I'm going around. I got halfway around, and I thought, oh, I'll have a quick look on my phone, and there were like 500 people in the chat.
Yeah.
I was like, well, that's weird. And I thought, like, bearing in mind, the most I'd ever had in chat was 100 people. I thought, oh, that's really weird. And then we got to the end of the shopping. We had like 1,000 people in. My mates all texted me going, they're going freaking mental with you because the cameras you've put up are all fake. And what Trudeau's government had done, they'd videoed like live streams and then reposted them as if they were live, and they weren't live.
Right.
They were completely fake.
Yeah.
And they were trying to pretend that no trucks were coming in at all. So I jumped on, got live, and started talking with people. And then what we did is we started to pull in people on Facebook, on like TikTok, Instagram, whoever they were. We started sharing it, and that's when we started getting hate mail. We got loads of grief on Instagram. Canadian government trying to shut me down. I was like,
let me tell you, while I was there, we were monitoring because over in Canada we don't have a lot of news agencies, right? We've only got 5 major news agencies, and they are all funded by the Canadian government. That's right. So you know goddamn well that the CEO of each one of those places was dragged into Trudeau's office and said, listen here, you're not getting your $600 million this year if you start, unless you show what we want you to show. And they did the exact same thing. Okay. They were showing 2 or 3 people walking around one truck. Meanwhile, there was me, Mr. Sunshine Baby,
Northern
Girl Hobbies. There was about 6 of us that banded together while we were down there. And the stuff that was coming out on our 5 or 6 channels was blowing away everything that the news was. So we'd watch the news, and then we'd turn around and purposely go defunct it. Go, okay, and we had people going, so the country knew what was going on, and it took about 6 days. After about the 6th day, people were finally going, okay, CBC is full of shit, CTV is full of shit. Everybody, all these news agencies are full of shit. And what you were seeing was actually live happening. And that's when they started trying to shorten the bandwidth and to kill us on. So then we ended up having to bring in portable, like satellite, right? We had to bring in satellite so we could get our signals. Otherwise, we'd have no bandwidth. We could be in downtown Ottawa and you'd have no bandwidth or nothing, no Wi-Fi for your phone. They shut it all down.
Why?
They killed an entire city worth of Wi-Fi, so even the citizens couldn't have Wi-Fi, just to kill the 6 or 7 of us that were down there reporting what was going on. Because once they started in with the tear gas and said, oh no, that didn't happen. Well, wait the fuck a minute. I'm showing it going right over my goddamn head, and I'm showing it live. Right? And they said, oh yeah, no, and then they were shooting us with rubber bullets. Now, I never got hit with a rubber bullet, right? But I was there. Dar and I were standing right there while it was happening. The only one that we missed, that we weren't there for, and thank God Mr. Sunshine Baby was when they brought they came in with the cavalry, with the horses, and the horses started trampling people. They started trampling people. Now, I didn't catch any of that on my channel, but Mr. Sunshine Baby, he was in the right place at the right time, and he got it. And, of course, it went out that, oh, nobody's getting hurt, nothing this. And it's like, oh, you got to be kidding me. This is what you guys are doing.
They were hunting people like the Gestapo.
Well, dude, they were stealing the fuel right out of our trucks.
Yeah, they were. Right? And they were putting sugar. They were putting sugar in your fuel tanks.
They were arresting anybody bringing fuel in because I have an EPU, so I came in with full tanks of fuel, so I could have sat there for 4 weeks. I'd have been fine, right? All I had to do was idle maybe 3 hours a day. I'd have been all right. But some of those guys had the older trucks. They had to idle for heat. We were at minus 20, right? It was February, so it was cold. So they were running out of fuel. So we are, like, we're rationing out fuel, and anybody bringing fuel in was stopped, and they were fucking arrested for aiding and abetting.
Yeah.
Right? Because by that time we were labeled criminals, and then we were labeled terrorists. Then we were a fringe minority. Then we got, I don't know what the hell. We got called so many goddamn things. It was unreal.
On our news, this was the thing that got me going, because they do it every time. They called you Nazis, right-wingers, and they called you extremists. And I thought, this sounds like a load of old bollocks.
Deplorable.
Yeah. And then like, there are three standout moments. One of them was they claimed that there was somebody that was a Nazi and they were flying a swastika.
I was there for that.
Yeah, and it was a guy that was all masked up.
Yeah.
And he had a big jacket on, and he had a flag with a swastika on, and the truckers descended on him, and they pulled his mask off, they took his flag off him, and he wasn't even anything to do with the trucker protest. He was he was Antifa or something like that, trying to infiltrate. The other one was when they put the protest I saw all the way through was peaceful. When you get that many people, there's always going to be problems, but there was no nastiness, and people brought their kids with them. And Trudeau put snipers on the roof when there were children there.
Yes.
And I thought,
I like that one.
That was utterly appalling. And then the final thing that kind of did me, that I was just like, this is like next level BS, was it was when I saw a guy who was coming in with fuel, and he put it into somebody's truck. So I managed to cover that on my channel. So I think this is why my video got taken away.
Probably.
And they put the fuel into this truck, and then within about half an hour, the truck was done. Wouldn't even idle. And I think it was whoever brought the fuel in, that fuel was contaminated, and they'd deliberately done it.
Yeah. There was half a dozen trucks that suffered mechanical failure due to bad fuel.
Yeah.
So then we had set up like an outside organization that we would only accept fuel from these people, right? So there was a set amount of people, and these are the only people that we would accept fuel from. Well, those people all of a sudden weren't allowed into the city anymore.
Right.
Okay. Now, the deplorable stuff, like the stuff that you saw, everything nerd that you just talked about is true, right? It was true.
100% true. It was right there on camera.
The worst one that I saw, never mind the trampling. The trampling was bad, okay? But the worst one that the government pulled was they said that we were desecrating the monuments, the heroes and the veterans monuments around Parliament Hill. And that was a load of shit. So the government, the police came out and they resurrected these great big fences around all of the monuments, which was a load of shit. And the greatest thing, one of the greatest things I ever saw was the veterans. They marched into the city and tore those fences down. And when the RCMP showed up to do something, the veterans stood there and said, don't even fucking try it. You come near us, you'll be in more fucking trouble than you think. We will stand. And they stood there outside their own fucking monuments. No. They would not. They took the fences down. Nobody desecrated. You want to know what they said we did? Somebody hung a Canadian flag.
I saw one girl dance on a platform.
On the pedestal. You're right, but that's not
she
desecrating.
Didn't know. She didn't know what it was.
And I tell you this, okay? In the evening, when everybody would go home, right? Eventually it would die down every evening and everybody would go home and it would just be the truckers and our wives and we'd be down there. And then the music would start and it would be a party. And I've got a couple of videos on my channel that are still up showing the nightlife afterwards, like after everybody would go home. And the music would come on and we'd be dancing and there would be a whole bunch. And it didn't matter what language you spoke, what color you were, and what country you came from. It did not matter.
Right.
We were all one. We were all one brotherhood, and we were there for a cause, and we were hanging out and we were partying, and it was a great time. During the day, we had street hockey. Like, oh yeah, how violent. We went to a fight and a street hockey game broke out. You know, we're in Canada, so we're drinking Tim Hortons double-double, watching a street hockey, and they said we were violent. We trucked our own garbage out. We left the city cleaner than we found it. Do you know that? We left the city of Ottawa cleaner than we found it.
I can believe it. They lied about you guys. How can I explain it, right? I tell my friends what happened, and they kind of just like, oh, yeah. And I'm like, no, what I witnessed was literally lying about citizens and what was happening.
Yeah.
Blatant lie. Like Global News, which is, I don't know if you have it where you are, but Canadian
Global
News.
is one of our big ones.
Yeah. So Global News, I am literally on a live stream watching Global News guys report that there is no one there. And then there was 2 trucks and this, that, and the other. And literally, if you just turn 90 degrees, there were thousands of people.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're just fucking lying.
Yeah.
Like, and I've never seen anything like it. And I just
nerd, let me tell you something, nerd. Aside from marrying my wife and watching my children be born, aside from both of those, this is probably one of the proudest things I've ever done in my entire life. I fucked up a lot of things in my life, but this is one of those things. And if they made the call tomorrow, I would do it again tomorrow, and I wouldn't hesitate to do it.
Mate, if it ever happens in the UK, you got to believe I'll be rolling in an 18-wheeler and I ain't going nowhere.
But here's the other thing, nerd. It wasn't just Canadian truck drivers.
No.
30% of the trucks in that convoy were guys that dropped their trailer on the U.S. side and they bobtailed over. We had U.S. drivers from just about representing. We had a guy truck all the way down from Alaska. Okay, Alaska, California, every state was represented in that convoy. Like, it just wasn't Canadian only. It was we had U.S. drivers. Excuse me, about 30% of them, maybe a little less, but they estimated about 30% of the drivers in that convoy were guys that dropped their trailers somewhere in Syracuse or Buffalo or Detroit, and they bobtailed over and they got in and they brought their trucks with them and they brought their money with them and they brought, and they showed up, man. They showed up.
You guys.
I've never seen a protest where the people get out there and clean the city. That's crazy. They even went over there, the vets went over there after they tore down everything. They actually cleaned the monument because there was spray paint all over it at one time. They actually cleaned the friggin' monument and the whole area. And then you guys had the hockey game going up there on that little platform there.
That was awesome. That was awesome.
They showed up with bouncy castles. They had things for the kids.
Oh, yeah.
It was crazy.
We were like Canada's Wonderland. Let me tell you, we had shit for all the kids to do. The kids were entertained. We had, like I said, hockey games. We had all this other shit going on. It was fantastic. And for the first 5 days or 4 days that we were there, we didn't have to pay for nothing. We had all of the citizens from Ottawa knocking on our doors, right? If you were in your truck, they'd knock on your door and they'd come up with like Subway sandwiches or McDonald's or Tim Hortons gift cards for coffee and donuts. And like, I had more food. Darlene and I had more food than we could possibly eat. We ended up giving a lot of it back away, right, to other people and everything like that. We didn't pay for nothing. We didn't eat. We didn't have to worry about food. We didn't have to worry about water. We didn't have to worry about nothing. the citizens of the and they were saying, oh yeah, well the citizens are pissed off, and all the businesses down there never did so well because you had 100,000 people in the city, and those businesses were just raking it in, right? Because we were going in and we were eating, we were buying stuff, we were all the stuff we needed to live, the drug stores, all the convenience stores, they were cleaning up, for Christ's sake. Right, but they're saying that the businesses were getting tired of us, and we were killing their business. And oh my God, like talk about bullshit! Like we're talking about bullshit that went way beyond over anybody's head. It was ridiculous.
And what about the guy that went out there? He had all the fuel on the back of that buggy, the horse and buggy deal, right? So he had all that fuel on there and stuff, and they came in there and they confiscated the guy's fucking horse, man. They took his horse, buggy, they took the fuel. And they locked him up. It's like, what the hell?
You know who came through with the fuel for us? A bunch of farmers. Yeah. A bunch of farmers. And I've got pictures of it in part of one of my videos. Again, it's way back then, but they actually drove their fucking backhoes and their John Deeres, and they came right in through. But they didn't come in through the regular way. They came in through. They crossed over from Quebec. Right. So they came over from Gatineau and they came in the back way, and they showed up with fuel for us.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, Ottawa was out there when they put up the second blockade down the road from where you guys were, and they literally just stopped everybody from doing, coming and going and stuff like that. And
well, they had it set up because they thought, okay, 5,000, maybe 500, 5,000, whatever trucks. They didn't expect this. Neither did we, though.
No.
Neither did we. We didn't expect this to turn out like this. So when the numbers got to the point where it's okay, we're crossing 50,000. Now we're crossing 70,000. Okay, there's 100,000, and there's still another 100,000 trucks on the outer limit trying to get in. They couldn't get in, right? So all the truck stuff, all the farmers were saying, "Fuck it, park your trucks in our fields." Park them in the fields. Wow. We don't get fucking park them all there. We had, it looked like goddamn like fields of trucks all over outside of Ottawa, and those were the people that they couldn't even get into the city, right?
See, I didn't see any of that because
you wouldn't see any of it. You wouldn't see any of it.
No.
If you weren't on the lives, I was on Ottawa Scotty, Travel 69.
Yeah, Ottawa Scotty did a great job as well.
Yeah.
Sunshine Baby. There was the other young kid that was running around there. I can't think of his name.
Ottawa Walks.
Ottawa Walks. Yes.
Yeah, Ottawa Walks.
I watched the video, so I was restreaming him, and he got nobbled by some. What do you call them? The OCPC.
RCMP.
Right.
Yeah. So they nobbled him, and they were acting like the flipping Stasi. And they were like, where are you going? What are you doing? Are you live streaming? And he's like, no, I'm not live streaming. Why are you holding your phone? Why's your phone on a tripod? And then he was like, I didn't know this was illegal. Well, it's, are you supporting the truckers? He's like, and he lied. And he went, no, not at all. No, I want to catch him out doing stuff wrong and put it on the internet. They were like, oh, right, okay. And they let him go. And he was like, holy crap. If I didn't lie, I would have been done.
The funny thing was, you guys would have actually got even more footage and better footage, except for the fact that the whole time we were there, the average temperature was well below freezing. Yeah. So, and we were, everybody, me, Sunshine Baby, Ottawa, Scotty, Ottawa Walks, everybody, we were doing all this with our cell phones. Right. Well, I could only film for about 10 minutes maximum, and then the cold would kill your phone.
Wow.
Right? So there was a lot of stuff that didn't get seen because I'd have 10 minutes worth of trying to cram as much as I could in, and then the phone would die. So then we'd have multiple phones, and that's when Dar had her laptop with her, so I'd use my phone, and I'd go out and film. Right? I wouldn't be streaming. I'd be go out filming. And then my phone would die. I'd come back, grab Dar's phone, and then she'd download off of my phone onto the computer. And then she'd be editing videos and putting them up on the channel because some of the stuff was was video. because it was just impossible. You couldn't stream. And then a couple of guys came up with ideas for little heat wraps for their phones. Oh, some of these guys were getting pretty MacGyverish. Let me tell you, they were getting pretty crafty.
He was putting it under his jacket. Remember, he'd zip it up, put his phone up underneath there, and he's walking around with the phone and stuff.
Oh, there was a couple of guys that got pretty creative with the way they were doing it. So, yeah.
Well, that's where I met you and stuff. Well, I met you before that with the ETS. I was following some of the stuff that you were doing with him, and about maybe 2 or 3 because we were talking trucking, and I was nobody, and neither were you. But then you had the live stream and stuff, and that's where I really started following what was going on and stuff like that. And I had at one time I had my 3 computers set up, my laptop, this one, and my other computer set up to where we were watching Ottawa Sky, we were watching you, watching Sunshine Baby out there. There was that girl that was running around with that guy. That was pretty wild. They were going from truck to truck doing the interviews and stuff.
Yeah, that was what's her name? She was great.
Yeah,
she was great. I can't remember her name.
Yeah, she was a real sweetheart, man. Everybody loved her, but the donations. I watched at one time where Ottawa Scotty, he had reached over $1,500, man, just in like a 3-hour period.
Yeah.
And even Ottawa Walks, I'm watching money just roll into the chats, and I'm like, oh my God.
We all did really well. We all really did really well with the super chats.
Yeah.
Like all of our channels did. And if you look at Mr. Sunshine Baby, just use him as an example, okay? He came in there as a nobody. He was living in a broken down old shitty van. Yeah. And he was selling handmade bracelets and jewelry and shit so he could eat.
Right.
You see his channel today?
Yeah.
He's a monster.
I watch him all.
He's an absolute monster. Like he's living on that channel he's living on that. That convoy made that channel, and you know what? He is still, if you watch him today, you know he is still right down Trudeau's throat. Right down Krista Freeland's throat. He is all over them, eh? And they can't shut him down.
That's how I get a lot of the news from you. I know that over there, Nerd, that over, I think it was at your Parliament building, that they protested and they went in there and they sprayed the whole building red or something like that.
Oh, Just Stop Oil with the orange paint thing.
Yeah, that was you guys.
They're a bunch of knobs.
I mean, you got some crazy stuff that's going on over there. I mean, I know.
Yeah, the problem is, so Just Stop Oil are like into protesting anybody that uses oil for anything.
Right.
And then we had like this group called
Stop Oil,
the Tire Deflators or something or other, and they were getting lentils and sticking them in the tire valve to let your tire down if you had an SUV. And funnily enough, so my wife's got an SUV, only a little one, and they didn't let the tires down on that because there's security cameras all over my house, and they let the tires down on an EV across the road, a Jaguar I-Pace. They let all the tires down on the very car that is supposed to be environmentally friendly. Knobhead.
I thought the irony was they're stopping the traffic because they're worried about the pollution. Okay, fine. You're going to stop the traffic. So now you've got 1,000 cars that are just sitting there just spewing out emissions. You're totally defeating your purpose here, man.
Yeah, and then on top of that, so the problem is with those guys, they've done so many stupid stuff. And they're all the very posh kids that have been influenced by Russian and Chinese propaganda that has infiltrated universities and YouTube and all that kind of stuff. They're watching all that and they really, really believe it. And then they've gone and done all this dumb stuff. And actually, the government are like, oh, this is a good idea. You know what? We'll legislate to stop these people. And basically, they've reduced our freedoms to protest now because of those knobheads.
Howdy, Big Orange Pumpkin. You doing all right, brother? Good seeing you again, man.
That is a long name, the Big Orange Pumpkin.
That's our boy Humberto.
I gotta give it to him, man. I mean, he took 5 months to get his shit straight and everything. They ran him through the fucking ringer.
Yeah, kidding.
Not too many people in the trucking industry are able to hold on for 5 months and go through what that man has gone through just to drive freight. I mean, that's just unbelievable. He's doing much better than that.
You got to hand it to him. He is determined, eh?
Yes, sir.
What have they done to him? What have they done to him?
Well, he had the one truck, and that truck caught fire. And then after that, everything kind of went kerflooey south. They wouldn't pay. They did pay. They did this. They did that. And finally, he got the truck. Now he just got his authorities for the United States. I don't know if he's got them in hand yet or not, but they've run for 5 months. They jerked him around for the insurance company. He had to find a truck. I mean, total just chaos for this guy, man. I felt so sorry for him, everything he's been through. But he's managed to do it. He's managed to pull it off, and he's back on the road. And he's got a better setup rig now than he did before. That's for sure. So he's got the truck. He's got the trailer. He can definitely kick some ass now.
That's what we're hoping for. We're definitely hoping for it.
Yeah. If he can get his authorities straightened out for the United States, he could actually probably try to make some damn money in this business. But he's determined. I got to give it to him. He's doing fantastic. Good to look at him. So,
Gentlemen, I love talking to you all. I love talking to you all, but I got to go eat my dinner, and I got to get ready for bed.
Anybody know where we're at yet? Are we still at the 2,500 mark?
I think we're at 2,550. I think we're at. I'm not 100% sure.
That's amazing.
I'm not sure, but yeah, we are exactly. Somebody said we are exactly 25% of the 10,000.
Awesome.
Fantastic. So,
Maggie wants to know to everybody.
Yeah.
Maggie.
That's good seeing you. Thanks for hanging with us, man. Appreciate it, brother.
Mate, it has been an honor hanging with a legend.
Don't get carried away, but okay, bring it on.
Excellent, Sterling.
All right, guys. I got to go. I got to eat.
Everybody have a great day and be safe, guys. Bye.
Yeah, love you all.
Take it easy. Back at you, nerd. Later, brother.
Later.
Whew, there we go. I'm having to stream into my own live stream. So anyway, with that, man, I am out of here. I appreciate Nerd for hanging in there. I know it's late over there. It's got to be they're 5 hours ahead. So what are you at? You're about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning over there. So appreciate you doing that, Nerd. You're a hell of a man. You're a better man than I am. I'll tell you that. Tolga, I see that you've been busy in the chat. Sorry, guys, I couldn't pay more attention. But this was a conversation that I really did enjoy, and only because I was there and I lived it. So I wish I could have paid more attention to the chat, but you know what? You guys seem to have been taking care of that yourselves. I don't know what we're at, but I'm sure I'll find out at the end. Somebody will send me a message, Sterling or Kamal will send me something telling me what our dollar value is on those boards. And with that, man, I'm out of here. You know what? Thanks a lot, guys. We'll see you later.